lived, I wouldn't have another way. And with a twinkle in my eye, I watch the girls as they go past. If you don't like the way I live, then you can kiss my Irish ass. No matter my future virtues, no matter my past sins, I need plenty of beer and women, no matter the order they're in. Because all day long, whiskey and shenanigans, every bastard that we meet turns out to be another friend who can pour another round. We'll raise the pint again, cause we're the Black Irish Sons of Erin. We're the Black Irish Sons of Erin. We're the Black Irish Sons of Erin.
This one for you. Here's to the good times and everything we do. I'm never alone when I jump in a fight. Being with my brothers makes everything alright. It's one for all, it's all for fun. I'm blessed like the seventh son of a seventh son of a seventh son. I feel alive and I hope you can tell. Raise your glass, we'll raise some hell. Yesterday, but I'm not giving in. It's hard to be the bigger man, you just get back up again. Life's the machine and we fight to be free. Gotta look out for you, cause you're looking out for me. It's one for all, it's all for fun. I'm blessed like the seventh son of a seventh son of a seventh son. I feel alive and I hope you can tell. Raise your glass, we'll raise some hell. One for you. Here's to the good times and everything we do. We're never alone, I know that's right. So brothers and sisters, we gotta stand up and fight. It's one for all, it's all for fun. I'm blessed like the seventh son of a seventh son of a seventh son. I feel alive and I hope you can tell. Raise your glass, we'll raise some hell. Raise your glass, we'll raise some hell. Raise your glass, we'll raise some hell.
sing you a song of a row in the
bless Gallant Pierce and his comrades who died. Tom Clark, MacDonough, McDermott, McBride, and here's to James Conley who gave one hurrah and faced the machine guns for Erin Go Bragh. Now one of our leaders was down in Ringsend for the honour of Ireland to uphold and defend. He had no veteran soldiers but volunteers hurrah, playing sweet Mazur music, oh Erin Go Bragh. Oh, Kent and his men held like lions at bay. From the south, Dublin Union, poor death and dismay. But what was there often the invading men saw? All the dead khaki soldiers in Erin Go Bragh. A great foreign captain was raving that day, saying, give me 1 hour and they'll blow you away. But a big Mazur bullet got stuck in his eye, and he died of lead poison, oh Erin Go Bragh. Crossley tenders, they hurried along to their doom. For the boys of the column were waiting, with hand grenades primed at the spot. And the Irish Republican Army made shit of the whole fucking lot. Hey! Their positions were set by the morning, and patient the squadron did wait for the oncoming foreign invaders, who knew not the ceiling of fate. As they approached to the town early evening, they entered their doom without fear. For too late for retreat was the convoy, when they faced with our red fusiliers. Yeah! Dublin to her due renown. In the long generation her fame will go down, and the children will tell how their forefathers saw the red blaze of freedom Erin go brown.
Ain't got no money, I spent all day on the dock. I had a ball, but I spent it all at the Silver Shamrock. 2, 3, 4. It's a place the Celtic folks go when they need to get away. I can sit there all day long and spend up all of my pay. No, you got your vices, and clearly I got mine. Don't have a fit, I don't give a shit, I'm gonna leave my woes behind. Over here I got a new tattoo, hey! Got a clover and a dragon too, hey! The place is always something like a zoo, you don't like our style, well hey, fuck you! Put me up in the chair, man, I'll have another shot for me. What do you think? I need brand new ink like a sailor neath the sea. Oh, we don't mind. You got problems, let them go. There'll be plenty of whiskey after we're done. Just open the bottle and let it flow. I ain't got nothing to do. I got a place to go. It'll pick me up and bring back my luck when my spirits are feeling low. Ain't got no money. I spent all day on the dock. I had a ball, but I spent it all at the Silver Shamrock. Go! Over here I got a new tattoo. Hey! Got a clover and a dragon too. Hey! Place is always something like a zoo. You don't like our style? Well, hey! Fuck you! Ain't got nothing to do. I got a place to go. It'll pick me up and bring back my luck when my spirits are feeling low. Ain't got no money. I spent all day on the dock. I had a ball, but I spent it all at the Silver Shamrock. At the Silver Shamrock. At the Silver Shamrock.
Oh, the summertime is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming. All the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? I will build my love a tower by a pure and crystal fountain, and upon it I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. Will ye go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to the wild mountain town, all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? If my true
rope and make it fast. The phone she came to break our hearts. The good times, they can never last for long. Can you hear a song? Gangway! 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 'Cause here we come. The sirens are a-howling, I can hear the banshees wail. Cthulhu has been on the prowl since ever we set sail. We're trapped within the tempest, hoping that we last the night. I feel the chill, the winter's might. The land would be a pleasant sight for me. Can't you see? Gangway! Gangway! Yeah!
Oh, fucking Christ.
Mason not to make predator noises.
Alright, well, I can't
People are-
help what Mason
They're
does.
gonna expect a
Well,
new
also,
movie
yeah,
soon.
I hope you... We're live, by the way. I hope you have the pod or the chat up. I mean, I can pull mine up, too.
Yeah, Dingleberry, you have a fucking
No,
computer.
I have to... I feel rude turning my back to people. That's not something I do, so I'm just
Well,
gonna
if
pull
you're
it up.
not the one they're talking to, then it's
also
not
unsafe.
rude.
They're talking to all of us.
It's very unsafe. I can do a lot of mean things to the behind of somebody.
Says it's unsafe. Are you worried?
I still can't believe that you leaked that and you didn't even have the common courtesy for me to be downstairs.
Hey, Bree, guess what?
We thought you were
Shut
sleeping.
up, Mason.
Get fucked.
How did I know?
Alright, Jesus God.
Elliot.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the End of the Crypt
Hallelujah.
podcast. We're a little short this week. We got Big Red over here. He's already juiced up tonight. Expect him not to say many words.
I've been partying.
We got Josh, who is under the camera. Yep, oh, move your hand a little bit. Yeah, there you go. That's Josh. We got Bree stuffing her face with pizza. And two guys coming back for a retribution run who were not proud of their previous run, I don't think.
I've never said that.
Hey,
That's-
that's
don't,
the
don't put words
That's
in
the
my
point of
mouth,
me.
Kev.
They got handicaps. They got only
Don't put
3
words
other
in,
people to fuck up.
Don't put words into my mouth.
Cole and Dave come back to get their ship back. It was fun while I had it. It's a crown I'm never gonna let you take from us.
You told us that you wanted us to come over and party with you guys.
That's not what I said.
And we showed up to party.
Dave, did I say that at all to you?
We showed up to party, not the podcast. So here we are
So
again.
maybe
Dave, I
said
don't remember it all being like, come get ready to
That
get
was
fucked
that
up.
was the subtext of all of our conversations about how much alcohol you needed to have on hand.
Oh yeah, we
What else were you trying to say, Kevin?
You said there was a case of Guinness and we had to drink it all before we left.
yeah, but
You did say that.
I did say that. But
You fucking called him.
I didn't say we also needed to drink 2 bottles of whiskey, a half a bottle of Boilo.
Hey, I didn't ask for the Boilo.
No one complained about it either.
I'm sorry, somebody didn't fucking complain about it.
All I'm saying is,
but-
all I'm
but
saying
like-
is, it's nobody's fault.
No, but everybody kept saying, they're fine. He's fine. It's good.
Yes.
It's fine.
Yeah, we've learned to not trust Dave's words anymore. Cole may not be
No.
fine.
The only words you can trust is, can we put them on the roof?
Why did we not do that?
I'm upset we didn't.
Because we
he
would have
tried
woke the
flinging
baby up,
himself.
taking him through the bedroom.
Well, he tried flinging himself out of the chair too.
Yeah, we
Because
tried to get him
started
outside.
moving the chair and he just went,
If you don't know
Like
what we're
he
talking about,
resurrected
the episode's
himself.
still up. They left us keep it up. It is the first episode hosting Hold Fast. It's Hold Fast After Dark. Head over to the YouTube channel
Can
and
you
check
not
that out.
fucking smell like cooch?
Mason, you just sit there and be quiet, okay? Be good
Stop putting pizza
Be,
where she
be
likes
good
it.
boy, Mason. So, if you want to know what we're talking about, the Hold Fast After Dark episode started with a good purpose and ended in catastrophe.
I think it ended with a great purpose.
Oh yeah, it
Oh,
it ended with Into the Crypt bearing a crown that probably most people don't get to bear. We totaled.
It started with a bang and died with a whimper.
that was
Pretty much.
completely
I don't know
unintentional.
what you're talking about.
Is that
I had
a new
great-
American
I had
Pie
a great
title?
time.
It was a great
I had a
time.
great time.
So guys,
I had a
thank
time,
you.
remember.
Thank you for coming back.
Like I
first
said,
off.
the whimper part was the problem part that we tried putting on the roof.
I mean, you know,
Everyone
We should
left
put
with a
the other
whimper.
one that was in that corner. on
there'll
the
be
roof.
other opportunities. for
I
that,
didn't.
feel.
So it ended for a whimper with everyone. I didn't realize how messed up I was until I got up and laid in bed. And the room was like, kind of like, oh boy, too much Willow.
Damn, I got home. I didn't even get home, actually. I stopped at Sheets, got 2 more beers, got home, and then downed them.
You and Lucas were being true warriors in handling Corey. Like,
Bro,
once Corey was
I
off,
would go out and deal with Corey with a beer in my hand. I'm like,
Which
yeah,
Corey?
I smoke my cigarettes. Just get it out of your system. Alright, go back
He
and take a
forgot
nap.
about the one that you left him.
He accused
Yeah.
me of giving him a weed cigarette.
yeah, Corey was convinced we were trying to get him fucked up in ways that we weren't even intending. But Corey, I know you creep in on these episodes. We love you. We all love you. We had a blast.
They're
having
called
you last time.
clove cigars. You fucking unentitled swine.
So, gentlemen, what made you come back?
Lord Mason.
That's gonna be my first question.
I spent on somebody the other day. What do you expect of me?
That was just yesterday.
He's still angry about it.
My foot still hurts. I still want that man in a fucking box.
I
Only
don't
reason
know,
why I
who gets
didn't.
more
Only
butt hurt so
reason.
easily, you
Only
or
reason
me?
why I didn't do it
Or
is because
Kyle?
that man was ancient, and I know I would have broken his
Okay,
jaw, and he
well,
would have
we
died on
have
the
the
fucking
evidence.
floor.
Some like 60-year-old man tried to pick
I'm
a
not
fight with
denying
him, and
that
I'm like,
either.
oh no. That
I
was how
spat
much-
on him because
Well,
that's
that-
the thing I couldn't do. That wouldn't end his existence.
Yeah,
Anyway,
last
why?
night
Why
was-
did you come back? Did
Because
you really want the ship back that bad, Cole?
because last time I was only given 17 seconds to answer any question when I require a minimum of 6 minutes.
Is that loading time
So
or?
I hope you're ready.
That's all the time.
I hope you're ready for the Dave answers this time.
And I typically can answer a question within 1 minute, and every answer I gave took
See-
6 minutes.
Well, give credit. Cole has a beer multiplier that increases the time he has to take a minute.
Yes. Which we're on what? That's number 2, right?
Hi,
A
girls.
little bit of whiskey.
Allegedly?
We're good.
Allegedly.
Cole is in optimal loading position. Dave's getting lubed up.
Oh, don't you worry.
Well, thank you guys for coming back. We appreciate the second shot.
I don't know that there's an Uber this time, so...
No, there's not an Uber. They will leave
No,
here
I-
on their own.
I actually have plans in the morning, so I have to behave.
Yeah, well, I feel-
Yeah, I actually have to do things around the house. I really don't want to.
So, guys, the last time you were here, we talked about a bunch, and I don't know if you remember it, but I'm going to pull it up because I don't
We
remember.
should probably go over,
A light review.
or
So, some of the questions we went through the last time, we asked about the inspiration for starting the band, which
I'm not
started
gonna
out
crack
well.
at
We had a
that.
good conversation about it. Some of my questions I skipped. We got beyond oblivion there. Basically, how much alcohol
No.
does it?
No, what happened was Corey asked half those questions without
Yeah,
even knowing what
Corey
the fucking
asked
list
half
was.
the question. Mason asked an important question, and how much alcohol does it take to get drunk Dave drunk?
And we already figured out that it's not because he gets drunk Dave drunk. Drunk Dave just wants to take it to the next level, and that was taking him from the outside to the roof. He figured
Drunk
that
Dave had
answer
a
out.
limit.
And I like Drunk Dave's answers, and I want more of those.
So the answer to that question is in the previous episode of the podcast where we had them. You want to know how much alcohol it takes to get drunk Dave drunk? I think we only did one shot before the show started.
And
And
we
a
already
beer between all of us.
and we already decided to put a fucking grown man on a roof.
well, hold on.
Okay.
6-minute interval.
I feel attacked. Yeah, start the timer. Start the timer.
I got the stopwatch out. Give me a minute.
All right, it's not.
You only got 6 minutes, Cole. You only got a minute tonight. You said it. That's what you get
Stop.
for making that
No,
joke.
I mean,
early.
not that I have to defend myself, but I feel like I have to defend myself.
Oh no, that's ours.
No, you can defend yourself. Go ahead.
No, I don't care. I like.
Do
what
whatever
his
you
answer
need
was.
to do to.
You seem to forget the other 3 shots we did before we rolled,
Oh yeah.
and the other 4 beers that I had. So there was not a boilo and a beer before we rolled.
No, there was a lot more alcohol.
Hey, you broke it on roll. You answered that within like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
that-
not done yet, Mason.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll shut the fuck up.
No, I
Shut
really,
the fuck up, Mason.
I,
Shut
I
the
really
fuck
am
up,
done.
Josh.
I really am done. There's no 6-minute answer there. But keep that timer for the next one.
I'm gonna just
Yeah,
pause,
reset that.
Yeah.
delete, rebuild.
Yep.
Pause, delete, rebuild.
So we
Masonisms.
yeah
Masonisms, get
we
the fuck outta
brushed
here.
over a lot. So let's start it this
Hey,
way.
you see that? You see
Hey,
that
son.
fucking 50-foot by 6-foot hole out there that could fit your large ass? Go die in it.
All right, we're gonna start this way. Let's have an overview of Hold Fast. We have Cole and Dave, who I believe, from my understanding and passing conversations, are the masterminds of Hold Fast.
And don't you forget it.
So, it's been a journey to...
He just gave you a 15-second answer.
Fucking Christ, Dave!
Damn, bringing your own rules
That's not an
that
answer,
quick.
that's a quit.
So, what caused Hold Fast to start? What really was it? Was it a random ass conversation over a few beers watching sports? Because I know it's something you do.
Like this
or-
shit show?
Yeah, or was it pre-thought out? Where you're like, yeah, we should do this
How far back you want to go?
all the way beginning.
Okay.
Dawn
The
of time.
time
It
when
was
you were in your father's
1973.
nutsack.
And Cole was still 3 years away from being born. No, it was. Believe it or not, it was. It was a.
Jesus Christ.
It was a conversation over a couple of beers while we were playing sports. Believe it or not.
What were you playing?
They look like Polo Bros.
Oh yeah, no, my equestrian skills are top notch. Yeah.
It was either that or golf.
Kickball.
Kickball.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. Cole and I had actually lost touch for a while after the reggae band blew up, and then he put something out on Facebook about needing some extra players for the kickball team. So that was that summer that we started talking, and independently we both arrived at Irish Music and had one of those like Spider-Man meme conversations.
The fucking pointing at each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah. And
Yo, the animated series is so fucking stupid. Fucking Spider-Man was smaller than Peter Parker. Let that sink in. Spider-Man was smaller than Peter Parker in the animated series.
yeah, man, what were they fucking thinking?
What the fuck?
Yeah, and then Venom was like 16 times bigger than Eddie Brock for no good reason.
So
Stilts.
it started with kickball. I have a hard.
You can say it that way.
I can see it. I can see current Dave and current Cole just playing kickball. I'm like, yeah, we should start an Irish
In the
band.
shorty shorts.
Yeah, and booty shorty shorts. Fucking Top Gun tank tops.
Hot pink.
Hot pink!
Yep. Now you get in the picture. That's exactly how I remember it.
Damn, hell yeah. I what they
Dave
called
was wearing cut-off
clairvoyant.
jean shorts.
Daisy dude's damn.
What
He
they
probably still has them too. He's like, one day I'm gonna fit these things again.
I will take them out of their frames and actually put them back on.
God damn. Alright, well, I want to hear the rest of this. So,
You want to take it over?
No, keep
Was
going.
he
You're
born
doing
yet?
great.
All right.
He wasn't born yet. That's what it
no,
is.
no.
yeah, this is
I
before
wasn't born
Cole.
yet.
So John Prine
No, but
had
still, that's still the
John
funny part.
Prine had just released
It's
his third
Cole
album.
in Seaman version wearing fucking pink booty shorts and a Top Gun tank top playing kickball.
Yeah. John Prine had just released his third album, and George Harrison was working on album number 4. Cole was still 3 years away from being a twinkle in his father's eye. I was still 12 years old. My parents hadn't even met yet. They're 12 years away from my life. My parents hadn't even met yet. And, Vietnam was still going. And the caskets were coming home hot and heavy. All that Agent Orange was just fucking everything up.
Dude, that shit's so fun to make though.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to make like a hold fast wiki with this being the official story?
If Count Dankula can do it, we can do it.
I mean, we can. We can start a hold fast official wiki where this is the starting story.
We could start our new band bio with that. Like, it's 1973. Saucy Jack was 1 year old. And Brown was 3 years away from being born.
He's not even.
Puffin'
that's
Agent Orange.
And then we can name all the influential albums from 1973 that actually did
Yeah.
influence us later.
Yeah, that's the one dig at all the old asses we have in this band. Thinking you're going back so far, but in reality it's within the lifetime of half the members of the
That does remind me, I woke up this morning to a text from my dad who bought a Sly and the Family Stone Greatest Hits album, and like There's a text from him going, "Holy shit, I forgot all about Sly and the Family Stone." I'm like, "Oh my god, they're one of my favorites, Dad."
I'm pretty sure that Greatest Hits album is what introduced me to Sly and the Family Stone.
Oh man.
I found it at Borders for like $8, and I picked it up, and I was hooked. Yeah, no, we could talk about Sly and the Family Stone later. Is your timer running? How many minutes do I have left? In my
He forgot to start it. Keep going.
No, you're 3 minutes in.
Alright, the
Is
fucking...
Borders even still a thing?
No.
Not one?
Not after the agent.
No, I think that
Agent
ship is
Orange
long well
huffing.
sunk.
Dude, I
That
remember
instant
going
just
in
killed
there
it.
for like
Remember,
everything. And
remember,
that was, like,
Kmart's dead too.
That was like the thing after
Facts.
I would leave my grandparents with my mom. And she's like, "Do you want to go to the mall?" And I'm like, "Yeah. Can we go to Borders first?" And she's like, "Oh my god." She's like, "Brianna Renee, really? That's all you ever want to do?" You fucking
By the way, you
bought my
got
CD
you got
player.
2 minutes
I
to
need
finish
new
the
CDs.
story.
Let's go.
Yeah. No, there's a Borders in Hagerstown, and when I got my license, that was, fuck the Chambersburg Mall and FYE or whatever the hell it was called, the Wall. Which one did they have?
I can't be upset with FYE because I bought the whole entire season of Beavis and Butthead from them.
Yeah, so we'd have to drive down to Hagerstown to the Borders to get a decent CD collection. So
Damn.
that's where I built my CD collection. But yeah, so in 1976, the Clash put out London Calling, as you know, seminal album in punk history.
No.
And little did any of us know, especially since Cole had just
Wait,
been
what year
born.
did you say?
76.
79.
Damn.
Wow, Dave.
Get fucked.
How dare you?
God,
get dates
Dave.
wrong.
Shit.
Fucking credibility tossed out the window.
Hey,
That's
Pause.
it, drunk
Hit stop.
Dave.
Hit stop.
Hey Kevin,
Delete that. Do you have a start over?
I'm not editing shit. He'll beat my ass outside.
do you have the Last of the Rebels mugshots available? Do you have my mugshots
I could
available?
make them available.
Nah, that's a good call.
Man, I remember when I see you guys in Enola, I went up and I saw those shorts. I'm like, I want the mugshot shirt of like the lead singer Cole. Yeah, I guess that's his name. I want it. Oh, we don't have it in 3X. Fuck. All right, cool.
Yeah, you guys don't like fat people.
We got big shirts, but we just keep running out.
Yeah, because it's like,
It's the most unfortunate thing when it comes to bigger sizes is
oh no, I know the feeling.
like here's the thing. You buy 5 of them and then nobody fucking buys them. And you hold on to them for like a fucking year. And then
Did you
you sell
down?
all 5 of
It's
them at
because
one
I have
fucking
pizza
show
crust.
and then you ain't got any more.
Dave, what
Every
the
fucking
fuck?
time.
I went to pull them up in the shop and you ain't got shit.
Oh, you ain't gonna find mine in the
No,
show.
don't worry about that.
Oh, don't worry about that. No. But if you, that's one of the Easter
Alright,
eggs.
so
of
Dave's
the,
timer's up, just so you guys know.
But-
No, it's only
So,
25 seconds left.
Is one of the
No,
Easter
it's
eggs
done.
on your
It's
mug
over.
shots is
Wait, my
everybody's
feet.
birth year, right?
Are you or am I feeding?
No.
No?
Davis?
No,
Well, here's the thing. If you give one, you have to give them
we
all.
didn't.
I'll do it.
So the thing is, and you guys can fuck around with this, and everybody out there can fuck around with this. So we didn't want to give any personal information in the mug shots.
Where's
So the
Flip?
mug shots, all the numbers in the mug shots are a
Baby.
joke.
You know.
So if you poke around, there's
There's
about
There's
how many? There's about 7 or 8 Easter eggs in all the numbers, isn't there?
Bro,
every
don't
single
give,
one is.
Don't give me
Well, they're-
fucking
they're-
Easter eggs.
they're all
because
an
I'll
Easter
dig
egg.
forever.
But they're all an Easter egg. But how many of them are like public-facing Easter eggs? There's about
Yeah.
a half dozen.
One of mine is personal, and the other one is cultural. Same with yours.
Yeah.
Mike's with Parks.
Parks is an
Both of
entire
his are
cultural reference.
both of his are cultural. John's are both personal.
One of Buzz's is
One of Buzz's is cultural.
cultural reference.
I don't even know what Zach's are.
Yeah, I think both of his are personal.
Okay.
Random spew.
Or no, it was McDonald. Not Parks.
Random spew
Hey.
before we get back into this.
No, it's Parks.
Yeah,
Because
we-
Parks started the joke.
That's right. Yeah.
that was
We had
how
McDonald's
I
side
came up
profile.
with the joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
So there's 5 or 6 like references in there, like pop culture, music culture references that figure them out. I don't know.
Yeah, go for it.
Have you guys always been like, is that one of the things you strive for, is to drop like Easter eggs and stuff? Because like you brought up the other day, before we get back on topic, you were like, listen to this song. And I'm like, And then the first thing I listened to was the lyrics, and I'm like, what the fuck is he trying to tell me? And then you're like, no, it's this. And then I listened to it, I'm like, oh my god, he's right. And then I was like, is that something you guys strive to do, to like add little Easter eggs here and there?
Well,
Or is it just something you're like, well, that happened?
Fuck, are you Call of Duty developers?
That's what I was gonna ask.
So I think there are two different ways to look at that question. Because I've thought about this myself. That whole like assumption of genius, where trying to think that like shit is deep and
Dunning-Kruger?
sort of.
Hell yeah.
But it's like, the things that are important to me and Cole and that we're going to put into our art are not things that are important to anyone else. That doesn't make it deep, it just makes it personal. So when somebody from the outside is looking at things that happen in a song or in a book or in a movie, that it's like, oh, well, he's so amazing for like referencing 75 other movies in this, like, he shot this scene exactly the way somebody else did, and a lot of times that gets used,
tonight.
a lot of times that gets used as like evidence of some esoteric genius, but really it's just like, this is what that person grew up with, that was what was important to them, so of course they're gonna reflect that in their art, and that doesn't make it necessarily any more or less. God damn it, Mason.
Get fucked.
God damn it.
I still.
Shut the fuck up, Mason.
Shut the
Fucking
fuck up.
Dave's talking, dickhead.
Yeah. So it's
Get fucked.
So no, they're not Easter eggs. They're like or they're things that are personal to us. And because you're not me, they don't hit you the same way. And that's not to say make any value judgment about it. It's just, I'm not you. That's it. Like, that's all the further it has to go.
All right, so let's backtrack here. Hold fast, kickball, shorty shorts. That's where we left off. What caused it to happen? Because
Dickhead, what beer you want?
I was
surprised me.
I was frustrated musically, and I won't say I was on the verge of giving it up, because you never can. But it had been a long time since I'd had a meaningful musical experience, and it was just, call it kismet or whatever you want. I think Cole was in the same boat, but he can talk to it.
Yeah, I had just finished my last hip hop group, and I didn't think I wanted to do any more hip hop at that point. I wanted to do something different.
I want to put a pin in that, and I want to hear more about that.
Oh, sure.
I'd like to hear about the NSYNC
back
days.
up.
We're not getting rid of this story, but we're gonna come back to that.
I can imagine.
I need to know.
There's still videos on YouTube.
I can imagine Cole being like the hidden Backstreet Boy.
I'd say it's a Backstreet
That's
Boy
what
cover
you think
band.
hip hop is, Mason?
No, I'm just retarded.
I now want to see
don't
Cole in
use
a
that.
boy
At least
band
it's
dressed in an all-white suit dancing.
would that goes bad.
Yeah, that's better.
Oh my
That's better.
god.
He does have a helmet on.
Thank you.
He has this helmet on.
Yeah, no, we both reached the end of our roads independent. It was just, there's no way to explain it. There's no way to recreate it. It just like, we both arrived at the same point at the same time.
Essentially, worlds collide.
For the second time. I mean, the Reggae Project was a lesson in personnel management and like actually managing a band and the people in it that I don't think I did particularly well, and there were some conflicting personalities. It just didn't. The chemistry wasn't there. So it had potential, but it wasn't managed correctly. And so that fizzled. Like I said, we went a couple years without really hanging out or seeing each other until I decided I wanted to get some exercise so I could go drink and play kickball and join Cole's team. And that first game that I showed up to was probably the first time I'd seen you.
I see it. Dave's standing there at the lineup. He's like,
Pick me! Pick me! Pick me! Cole! Me! Pick me!
Don't kid yourself. I'm the best first baseman that team's ever had.
But it's kickball.
Yeah. And I catch everything you throw at me. I can't run. I can't kick.
But you're good at catching balls.
Hey, toss all the balls you want at me.
I've seen you at Stallions before. Now I think about it.
Pays the bills.
Alright, noted.
Yeah, so
Next time we go to see Holdfast, take a bunch of balls. We're gonna throw them at Dave and make banjos.
I'll buy your kid
that
more
in the
pit
middle of
balls.
the
Don't
song?
worry, I got a mission.
but,
What?
so
Buy Luna more balls for her little play pit. I have a mission.
There's a trash bag out in the kitchen in her truck full of them. And
We're
that's
gonna
not
be
even
kicked
all
out of
of them.
every Holdfast show in the future for one holding a Dave shut the fuck up sign and two throwing balls at him.
I'm gonna run on stage and do it. I'm
And
not
everyone
gonna
else in the
from
band's gonna
outside
be
the stage.
confused. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck is wrong with them? They've been to so many shows. What's with the sign and why are they throwing shit?"
I just think you should make yourself a shirt that says "Shut the fuck up, Dave."
Fuck yes!
Show up to the show.
yeah, you don't need the sign, you need the shirt.
Yo, head of Boston.
I will make that happen. Hold on.
There's plenty of guys in the mall.
No, fuck that. Hit up Boston.
Fucking
Right?
hate up Austin.
Yeah, Austin will hook you up.
Austin, do it for money. He's a workaholic.
Shut up, Dave.
Yeah, so we both arrived at Irish music independently. Me from bluegrass and you from
Not blue. Not bluegrass.
Flatfoot and Flogging Molly and all that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
After like 15 years, everybody going, "You need to listen to this Flogging Molly band." I finally listened to Flogging Molly. I was like, "Holy shit, this is amazing!"
what's your opinions on the new Real Mackenzie's album?
The new Real Mackenzie's album. I mean, I don't know. They kind of are
Fuck up,
doing
Dave.
something that a lot of people are doing, where they're kind of like shitting something out just to have something out.
That's kind of what I felt like, in all honesty.
But where I differ from Dave is I do think there are some highlights on the album. There are a few songs I like, and frankly, I am absolutely in love with the song "Swansea Sound" with Brenna Red.
Oh yeah, that one's good.
That song is fantastic.
That song fucking
I was
slaps.
just actually listening to that today. Like, that's a fantastic song.
That song slaps.
I think that album is a best possible outcome for us as a band, because that album is Paul McKenzie is getting up there in years, doesn't quite have his fastball anymore, but he's an old punk and that is his only stream of income, and so they're going to support, like, I don't begrudge them one bit for doing what they did. And I'm not going to judge him too harshly for being 75 years old and the godfather of Celtic punk and, like, being Paul fucking McKenzie.
My biggest fear is by the time the Real Mackenzies make it back to the East Coast and we actually get to play with them, is that we're going to show up, we're going to have a really fucking great bottle of scotch, and all we're going to want to do is drink with Paul McKenzie, and he's going to be like, "Oh, I don't drink anymore."
Like, I'm not gonna lie.
And we're going to be like,
as he scooches
"Dude, this is
backstage
all-
with
this
his
is
walker.
This is all I'm trying to cross off my bucket list, and you don't drink
My
anymore."
personal opinion is like, it was like high mid.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like great.
Yeah, it was a
just like
very mid album.
high mid.
I think it has to be taken in context.
Yeah, like going there on the older band.
Where they are, where he is, what they're still capable
Their
of.
constant lineup changes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, and if Paul's listening, Paul, I love you, and this is all just bullshit for the podcast. Everything was.
All right, we're kissing
No,
ass
I'm gonna
already.
kiss
Hey yo,
everybody's
is that
ass. No.
yeah, Cole?
No,
I smell. I smell
think-
shit on your nose. You okay? Are you doing that South Park bit where you like shove food up your fucking asshole and do it out your mouth?
No.
That's just you,
Um,
Oh.
no, I think
I thought we all did that.
Oh.
I think the last two albums were a little rushed, and I think it's the constant changes that band is going through, and I also think that, like, I mean, they clearly had like a creative high point leading up to, like everything they did leading up to Off the Leash was fantastic, like 10,000 Shots and West Winds and all those albums that led up to that. So
I even like Two Devils Will Talk.
well, that's where I was going.
Oh,
Was
sorry.
like of my two favorite albums are Off the Leash and Two Devils Will Talk. Two Devils Will Talk was fantastic,
And it was.
and the last two albums have not been Two Devils Will Talk. So they kind of got back to a very lofty standard that they haven't been able to hit the last two albums, and I think that's been a bit of a letdown.
But they have the right. I mean, again, he's Paul fucking McKenzie, so he's earned the benefit of the doubt forever.
Yep.
Legal middle name?
Yeah. Check his birth certificate. Drive up to Ontario right now.
So, another thing, Cole, as a Tossers man, what do you think about the Tossers' newest album?
God damn it! I'm trying to get a story finished before we get
Again,
into this.
Fuck you.
Again, in that
Get
same
fun.
vein, they kind of went back and they re-recorded some things, and they did a few covers. things, so.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep, all my fault.
You fucking tapping, man, the doors didn't hit.
So it really wasn't what I was looking for from them.
I'm not gonna lie. It gave me like Irish Triple Sun vibes, where like I found the two hidden tracks at the end on Spotify, and I really did enjoy those two little more acoustic tracks.
Is that the one where Duggins goes on a 6-minute musical rant about the Chicago public school system? Is that the one you're talking about? Or no, that's his solo album.
Yeah, that's his
That's his solo album.
That's
I'm
his
sorry.
solo album, buddy.
I don't know that. I mean, you asked about the last Tossers album. I have to look it up to see which one you're talking about.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, that's
Because-
another one where
They did something like the Bell
They
of
did-
Belfast City, but it was the Bell of Dublin City.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody changes. The
Yeah,
names and tell
and
them
it just felt like just really good. I like that.
Okay. Thank you, Mason, for giving me something else to listen to on the plane. I didn't know they put out an album in February. Where the fuck were you?
I have it on vinyl. I bought it at the show.
Yo, they have it on vinyl.
Yeah, I bought it at the show.
Get
Alright.
fucked, Mason.
Fuck you! I need one. I
It
fucking
was a-
need one.
Yeah, it was a.
Hey, Mason, remember, you're broke.
It was.
Yo,
a,
if as long as it's like $30, I'll fucking eat it. I'll pull overtime.
It was a show exclusive. Yeah.
Oh well. See y'all later.
Maybe there's another show, Mason.
You don't have
never
an off
know.
switch, do you?
Pardon me, that was like
It
the
wasn't-
worst time
Yo.
to have a random fucking nosebleed.
Hey, Dave. I live my life unfiltered, like
Yeah,
Flint,
well-
Michigan.
I'm not even from Flint.
Dave fucking shut down.
Yes.
Alright, the whole fast
Anyway.
story. Kickball.
Yeah,
Shorty
the camera's
short.
getting this. The camera is getting this. Perfect. Perfection.
So we're
Yeah,
There's a
you
dog
guys are
helping the
focused.
shark.
They don't need to see
They
our
have
ugly
bottled
face.
water now, Mason.
What?
They have bottled water now.
They ran out back in 2018.
God damn it! Can we get through the whole fast story before we start shenanigans?
Fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, we.
Don't get a freaking prelude Mason in then.
I mean, I started binging. I started binging. I won't pretend that I was raised on that kind of music. So I'm not one of those people that's like, it was in my blood. And I was listening to the Clancy Brothers when I was 3 years old on the fucking record player.
So both of you guys really started a Celtic punk band almost based off your introduction to Celtic punk,
Yeah.
which is wild to think.
Well,
Not most people do that.
My introduction to Irish music was Irish folk. It was the Clancy Brothers and the Dubliners. And when Cole said, let's do a punk band, I was like, all right, sure, why not? I've never played in a punk band before. I've always listened to punk music, but I was not a punk musician. And it's debatable whether I am now. But,
I feel like that will be revealed come the next album.
well, yes.
I can't wait for that. I'm gonna get it
Me
on,
either.
I'm gonna get it on
So,
CD, and then when
like-
I cry, my Clapton dies, and I can't listen
Watch
to it
them
anymore.
not give you a
Yeah,
CD.
you guys didn't get to hear any of the new songs yet because actually we
not
just played
play-
them for the first time.
You didn't play anything at XL
This-
or...
We played them
Yeah,
in Annapolis.
we
this past
unwrapped them
weekend.
at Annapolis this
Yeah.
weekend, yeah.
Oh.
That's for both of you.
Well,
Man, you could have told me. I would have definitely driven.
so
That's
we,
not a joke. That's not a joke. He literally was like bitching to me, like 2 days after you guys' show in Indianapolis. I should have gone down to Maryland, man. I should have done it.
Indianapolis?
I-
What the fuck are you talking about?
retarded.
We haven't
Wrong
played
play.
Indianapolis.
Annapolis.
I
Stupid, remember?
I personally have become like fucking
I'm pretty
die-hard
fucked.
Holdfast fan, and now I'm like super pissed. Fuck
So,
both of you.
We
So
we're
talk
gonna
to my
be
back, Dave.
we're gonna be strategic about how and when we unveil the third album, because you know, as much as our intentions are to get that album out as quickly as possible, there are always a million factors involved in trying to get 6 adults with personal lives to commit to a schedule.
Yeah.
And so we don't want to get to a point where we've been playing these songs live for 2.5 years and the album finally came out and there's nothing new.
I know
there are
that-
no surprises.
I kind of know that feeling because I'm kind of a nerd. I tried playing D&D and it's like, oh, we're all moving. Like, cool, the campaign ends then. Because I ain't there anymore.
I can see where you're coming from musically, because I know there's a lot of bands who will do that, who will like spend years trial running new music, and then they're like, here's a new album, and you're like, you mean all the songs you've been playing in your sets? That's not new anymore.
We've written all these songs over like the last 3 years, and we probably, like, I mean, there still could be a few surprises, but most of the songs that are going to be on this album like have been done for like a year.
Yeah,
Does
it's,
that
as far
include
as,
a
like,
non-pub version of
composing
Drinking Class?
no, we probably will never re-record that.
Never?
No.
Because I always wondered, because it's listed as the pub version. Was that like, did you have a plan in the future to do something different with
No.
it? I
So-
think it's great the way it is, but I always wondered why it was listed the pub version.
It
So
was
that-
designed to make you
That's
crazy.
so. That's that story is Cole and I originally wrote it as a full band song, but Beato, the feel of that song is 3/4. But when we had our original guitarist and our original drummer, they felt it 6/8. And so when we played it full band, it had this awkward. It didn't.
I
work.
already see where,
didn't
musically, I see where this is going,
didn't-
and
it
I can
didn't
see
work.
why it stayed where it is.
So somewhere on Steve Shaw's hard drive backups is the full band, full recorded version of that song that we listened back to the final product and we're like, yeah, this is fucking awful. And we booked another day in the studio after everything was done to say, okay, we're going to strip this down. We're just going to do this. We knocked it out in one day. Boom, done. That's the version that's going on the album. So we called it the pub version because the original version sucked. We have the benefit of hindsight and perspective to someday when we get around to it, work out a full band live arrangement. That's still, on the to-do list. It's just not at the top.
What I heard is, you up for a beanie?
I heard get fucked, you're going to be waiting a while.
No, like I said, I heard you're up for a beanie. Let's go get the original.
Oh, you just message Shaw. He'll find it and he'll send it to you. It's
It's just-
fine. You don't have to break into shit.
Oh, then there's no fun in it.
It'd be fun just by being one of the only people.
Yeah,
that hear the
that was
original.
one of the tracks
Probably.
that always interests me. I'm like, okay, there's a pub version. Anytime a band labels something a pub version, normally means there's a full version somewhere.
Yeah.
And after seeing you guys a bunch of times, it's never showed up in set. Like, I was like,
Yeah,
I think this is the only version of this song.
I think it's just more a matter of it's just that wasn't the version we originally envisioned it to be, and so we specifically labeled it as such.
And personally, so from my
And I
opinion,
find it funny that as a Holdfast super fan, you have not heard us play that song live because we do play that song live from time to time.
I've caught a lot of shows, and I think I probably missed it when you did the acoustic set at the college.
Yeah,
I've caught like
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think you guys did play that there.
since
Yeah.
we
Get fucked, bro. I heard it. You didn't.
since we've met
Who's
you
the
guys,
super
like
fan
it's
now?
pretty sparse to not see us standing in the crowd. So, and I haven't heard it. So,
Yeah.
No.
and like I bear my tattooed fucking loud and proud. I'm so proud.
He
Of it. I
literally-
love you guys.
He's so happy that summertime now at work he can wear shorts. And it's
oh
like-
hell yeah.
It's his pride and joy.
Bro, you can wear
Absolute-
shorts in the winter. Get fucked.
Yeah, you guys are
But-
fucking. You guys are weird. Fuck that.
But for
Jeans.
me, like I always wondered that question, but at the same time, I feel like the song is more impactful and has a better tone as is.
Yeah.
Like, just if you follow the lyrics and you pay attention to things musically, like being a musician, it's hard to sit down and listen to music and not analyze it. You're like, okay, play it again. Oh, now I actually listen to it. Okay, it's a good song.
Hey Kyle, when the fuck you get here?
You almost
Yeah,
knocked
for
the
them.
mic over, Mason.
Ah, fuck it.
But-
But remember, we need to go over fix on that.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where not all songs need a full band version. If you left it where it was, I wouldn't question it. My only question has always been, why is it labeled the pub version? Now I have my answer.
Yeah.
So we went from Kickball to... They both found Celtic Punk. He could have found it way sooner if he listened to people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just interesting to see that two
Shit
people
happens.
whose main course wasn't Celtic Punk have now met at Celtic Punk. I feel like it's one of those things for me, like I do thrash, I do death metal, and I play punk, but I started in punk, so for me to go back to punk is like, it's normal, but to go from bluegrass, which I can see it when you listen to like the original Celtic stuff. There was a lot of like bluegrassy, country like western vibes to that style of music.
Well, we could talk for 45 minutes about the lineage between Celtic music and bluegrass music,
But
if you
Cole,
wanted to.
we've talked about your music the last time you were on, and like your gateway into it, really finding out as the Flogging Mollies is fucking awesome, because that's what my gateway into it was, the Flogging Mollies. But it's just awesome to see two dudes who never really had an interest in Celtic punk having such a fucking kick-ass band. Like,
I think so. I think what I'm proud of and what has helped this whole project work is that we didn't say to ourselves, "Oh, this is what Celtic music sounds like, so we're going to write 10 songs that sound like that." And we might have one or two songs that sound stereotypical, but at the same time, you know, we brought our own musical experiences to the genre rather than just being like, hey, we want to be a cookie cutter Celtic punk band just to be a Celtic punk band.
yeah, to come out and just be
I
like,
think-
hey, we sound just like the Dropkick Murphys, this is what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I touched on this last time we talked, that I thought that it was something where Celtic punk is different than straight up punk music. So the folk elements that Dave was able to bring in, and like the subject matter, were things that I can work with metaphorically, so it all fit to go into what Celtic punk is. Like, they were puzzle pieces that all went in together to make that music.
And personally, for those who haven't listened to, if you were to go listen to, for say, and I'm gonna big name drop here. If you were to listen to Flogging Mollies, Dropkick Murphys, and the Rumjacks, which I think are like three cores, like gateway into Celtic punk, like that's gonna be your way into it. If you go listen to Holdfast, you're gonna be, wow, they're kind of grungy, they're kind of dark. You guys brought a certain vibe to Celtic punk that isn't the mainstream vibe, and I think it does play in part with the folk style that they've brought in and bringing in that, like, I don't even want to say modern, because you guys don't match the tone of any Celtic punk band I've listened to.
And I do not want to take full credit for that. We would not sound the way we do without Zach Downey, our original guitarist, and Michael Parks, our original drummer. The second album would not sound the way it does without Andy Hyatt, our temporary guitarist. Like, there's a lot of what you're talking about, Kevin, that I can't take credit for.
And personally, I think that's part of every band's story. Like, you go through passing and goings. I was in one band for 5 years where the members were never consistent and recurrent, but everybody leaves an impact on what you do moving forward.
Yeah.
Because obviously you brought those people in because you're like, yeah, you can do what we want you to do, and then it's not even bad blood. You part ways, things don't work out, and you're maybe just, you got different things on the horizon that you work for. But I think honestly, and as much as people don't like to hear it, so in the metal world there's a band called Sepultura. They were started by Max and Igor. Sepultura was started by Max and Igor Cavalera. They were two Brazilian metal musicians that started the band. They had bad blood with each other, brothers. You think about it, like, you're around family members too long, you're going to feud. It happens. It's part of life. Like, and even with friends and whatnot, like, I'm sure you guys don't see eye to eye on everything as much as you get along, and there's probably definitely disputes. But here's the thing, people say, hey, you know, like, Sepultura is not the same since Max and Igor left. I understand that, but their sound evolved. They took what Max and Igor brought to starting to band, and they kept it together. And then Max and Igor, which I highly doubt you haven't heard of this band, they started a band called Soulfly. They joined Soulfly, they did that. They had bad blood again, you know, being family members, you butt heads, things they don't agree with each other. They split ways. And again, all the fans of Soulfly were like, hey, this isn't my Soulfly, but at the same time, Soulfly evolved in a way that made them more organic. They kept a certain tone that was brought to the band by the brothers, and they carried through with it. Band members and swapping through, like, even as a drummer, like, I'm not the same as Saucy Jack. I'm not the same as any of the drummers in the two bands I'm trying out for. I have my own style. Everybody has their own style.
Yeah.
I think what the biggest devastation is when you go through a band and you go through the phases, when you have to replace a lead singer, because that lead singer is, one, the guy who's driving your force behind the lyrics most of the time. Like, when I did punk rock and I started death metal vocals, I was the sole writer. I did all of that. So I knew when I left, my sound and tone and drive behind the band was different. I like to write music based in fantasy. As you guys can see in the podcast, I'm a huge horror fan. I love horror movies, so I like to write things in that aspect. I like the horror, I like the dark and grungy. You're not that guy. You may not be that guy. But personally, as much as people see losing band members as kind of a bad thing, at the same time, it's an evolution to the band that I think is really important, and I hope as you guys as musicians see it the same way.
I mean, it's funny because, like, I've been saying since 2016 when we really were going, when we really started and we're really starting to build ourselves up and get ready to, like, present to the world, like, I've been saying that, like, we had our first 3 albums to decide what we were going to be. And we didn't anticipate so many lineup changes, and we didn't anticipate some of the core people leaving, but also, like, that has continued to be our evolution, that we thought that our second album was different than our first album, and we expect our third album to be completely different from our second album.
And in contrast, from a listener point of view, like, so we didn't hear of you guys pre the Rumjack show. We had no idea who you were.
Yeah.
I walked up and bought merch because, like, wow, these dudes have cool looking merch. Like, regardless of how they sound, I'm gonna buy it because it looks cool.
Yeah.
And when I found out, like, I walked up to the booth and they're like, oh yeah, we're a local band from Harrisburg. I'm like, sweet. I was a local band. I knew what it meant to me, even if you didn't like me, like, to buy my merch. It's one of those things. So coming into it and hearing you guys live, when you play your songs live, there's a huge drastic tone difference that you probably don't notice. But I could tell when you played certain songs with the Rumjacks, it's like, well, this isn't from this same thing. And when we left, like, on the drive home, I pulled your guys' shit up, and I'm like, okay, they have 2 albums. Last album was released kind of recently. And the tonal change between you guys, you can tell that you kept the core heart of what Hold Fast is, and you changed it a little bit. So I'm super excited to know, like, we're going into the next... The way I'm looking at your third album from my point of view is this is just the next iteration of Hold Fast. It's not another album. It's not... So, and I'm going to bring up the Dropkicks Murphys, because if you listen to every album forward, it's pretty much the same shit over and over again. Man. It's the same tone, and it's not my vibe. I like when bands really drive to have a different iteration.
I mean, they have a brand to protect.
Absolutely. And personally, I feel like, so even for me, being a musician, it's not necessarily protecting the tone. I like the evolution of things. And then it's almost always a challenge. Things feel fresh, because if you're in the same band all the time and you're playing the same things and you're bringing in the same beats, it gets stale, you lose the atmosphere, it doesn't feel good.
So there are two things I can pull out of that, what you just said, that I agree with. And number one is, with every new member that we've brought on board, the first thing we've said to them is, like, we are going to sound different because you are our new.
Yeah.
Like, we said to Andy when he joined for that short bit, like, we're not going to sound. You're not Downey, so we're not going to sound like that, and that's fine, because I want you to be you. That's why you're here.
Individuality is super important when it comes to
and
music.
so we're on our third full-time drummer. We're on our, depending on how you count it, third full-time guitarist. Each time we have said to the new person coming on, like, we are going to be different because you are not them, and that's fine. That's what we want. We want you to be you, and we will sound how we sound when you're in the band because you are you, and I am me, and so on and so forth.
So you're telling me that if Kevin joined, we would have been hearing like what, fucking 18th note blast beats?
No, hell no.
Oh, well.
I've heard
If and when it's appropriate, go for it.
he heard me play like a clip of their stuff with a little bit of double bass, and he's like, "Oh, like just add a little pattern." And it's personal individuality. And so I have 2 band tryouts coming up. One of the ones I'm trying out for, they really want me to strive to be close to their current drummer, and that's not my style. I started in punk, so I really like those fast, raspy beats. But for me, I'm a groove drummer, and that's one of the things, like, when I ripped all the audio drum-wise from you guys, I found that there's a certain pocket where you can kind of have fun in a groove, and for me, having fun in the groove is so much more fun than trying to be the guy out in front of everybody. And what most people don't understand is, being a drummer, you hold a certain, no matter when you joined a band, you hold a certain level of, I control what the fuck we do.
100%.
Like,
Yeah.
if a drummer's not down with what you're doing, he can fuck up a whole set by changing the vibe, and everyone's gonna be like, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
And to me, when I come into a tryout and you're like, I want you to be as close to our drummer as possible, I'm like, cool, so I can't be me? I don't like that.
No.
I want to be me. I like my tone. Like, what I do is specific to me. I bring a certain... So for me, which is funny, I come from bluegrass and jazz, so I like those swingy... For me, it's less about these and more about these. Those cymbals and adding little tatters, adding little extra notes, whether it's an 8th note. They don't fuck up the time signature, but they make the groove more fun.
Yeah.
Versus there are drummers who go out there and they're like, I'm going to push the time signature, I'm going to play out of pocket. It makes it hard to play. So, like, when you replace a drummer in a band, it is probably the most monumental movement and shift in how the band is going to go.
Yeah.
Because what most people don't understand is, the guitars have a tone, but the drummer is the driver.
Yeah.
Like, he drives the show. So when you go to see Hold Fast live and you listen to the album, you're like, wow, everything's like 20 to 30 BPM over.
Yeah.
And it's mainly because of how they play the set. It's more energetic. But so Saucy Jack is fantastic. Listening to what was recorded is fantastic, but he's good because he has a certain energy. And I noticed, so we got to see you with Jack, the trial run at HMAC.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see you with Jack on, I guess, his like first unofficial play with you guys, and we got to see XL live. So there was a certain vibe that he brought where I noticed he controlled the pace, but at the same time, I noticed he was like, we can bring the pace back on this song and have a little more fun with it. And I like that you guys aren't afraid to come out and be like, yes, you're new. Don't do what he did. Do you, and make it sound the same. That is, coming from a musician myself, that's super important, because there's nothing more devastating than coming into a band and being like, do what he did. And you're like...
Right, and that's the second thing that, to pull out of what you said is, a band is a collection of individuals, and if you're not letting a creative person be creative, then they're not going to have a good time, and nobody else is going to have a good time.
And you're essentially taking their voice away.
And why are we here if we're not having a good time? And so, you know, we don't have a brand to protect. We don't have 3,000 fans that are going to come away from our big stadium gig saying, oh, you know, fucking Rose Tattoo sounded different tonight.
Fuck me, man. God, you're gonna call that one out.
Right. Like, but we don't. That
Fucking smiling in there.
that
He'd
doesn't
be dying.
That doesn't matter to us because we don't. We are who we are, and it doesn't matter who the we is.
The youth of the nation.
But here's the thing, and it
All
does,
40 fucking years of each one of us.
I think when it comes to a band standpoint, I don't know if you'll agree with me, we is the voice of the band of individual sound.
Mhm.
You don't listen to what he listens to, though you may cross genres, and like, you guys don't listen to what I listen to. So when you see me, I'm walking around in metal shirts and I love metal, and then you sit down and hear me just start grooving, you're like, that's not...
I'm pretty
Right, you
sure
didn't-
they don't listen to what I listen
Yeah,
to.
you didn't play a metal groove when I asked you to play.
Yeah, it's one of
Your
those
kid.
things where individuality becomes the voice of the band. And personally, I think what makes the best band is when people don't agree on every genre. Because what happens is you say, like, you see me and you're like, okay, cool, he plays metal. And so, what's the metal guy have to bring? Well, he can bring quarter and eighth notes in on single bass patterns that are weird. And then you have Dave, who comes from bluegrass, who can bring those bluegrassy, flowy, which one thing I love from bluegrass, as much as people probably don't listen to it, and it's underrated, is it's super groovy. Bluegrass is about the groove, and so is blues. That groove and the punchiness to it. And then you have someone like Hole, who is into what I would say is kind of like modern era rock with some of the stuff he listens to.
But I
And-
listen to everything though.
And that's the thing.
Slavic hard bass.
No.
But like,
I win again.
you
Let's not
guys
get
can
too far
bring a
in.
metal
Can we put
musician.
Mason on the roof tonight? Can that be how
Fucking
this-
absolutely.
I am not lifting his
You know
fucking ass up.
You know what's
Yo,
really
I'm
funny?
300 pounds. Have fun.
What's funnier? What's even funnier
Mason, go
than
put yourself on the
how
roof.
Dave and
I
I
guess so.
listen to. What's even funnier than how Dave and I listen to a lot of not the same music is how we can listen to the same band and walk away with a completely different like favorites list because
Understandable.
we've
And
done that over and over and
but-
over.
And that's what makes the voice
Yeah.
of like musicians who start a band. That's what makes the voice. You like what you like, and he likes what he likes. When you cross those sound, it makes some of the most amazing music. So I'm
Was
gonna
it
give
one
it.
of our trips to Philly, and I was playing the Dublin. No, that was coming back from Ohio, and I was playing Dubliners, and you were like, "What the fuck album is this?"
Right. Yeah. I've been listening. At that point, I've been listening to the Dubliners for 4 years, pretty much straight, and he's introducing me to songs I'd never heard before.
So for me, I think it's fucking awesome that you guys bring that up. For me, I was always a death metal drummer, and I played doom metal in like thrash bands, and people are like, "What are you gonna bring to like thrash death that thrash metal drummers can't?" I can groove. I'm not. It's not all about that. I can play fast and have a groove. I can stay in the pocket and be fucking super fancy, which is what makes what I love about Holdfast is everything is catchy. Every song you write has a different tone, a different sound, and you can tell it's a collaborative of all the musicians involved at any time. That it makes it more organic, because there's not a piece of Holdfast where you can pick out and be like, well, yeah, they're solid Celtic punk, because if you ask me to go pick the most Celtic punk song off of any Holdfast album, I tell you both to go fuck yourself, because there's none. The most punk song on any Holdfast album is Punk Rock Band. If I had to say the most Celtic punk non-cover, we're not going to talk about traditionals. That's like as soon as you sign a Celtic punk band, someone comes out of nowhere and they're like, here's a list, Bell of Belfast, you guys got to put these in the album somewhere. You have a nice night and you're like, oh shit, there's a lot of songs on here, and you roll it up and you're like, we'll squeeze them in somewhere. As far as Holdfast originals,
That is the most true thing anybody has ever said about this.
You
band.
get handed it.
Kevin, you have no fucking idea.
You get handed a fucking scroll,
You-
tie together
no.
the Celtic
Yeah,
knot, and
no.
told unravel this and
Can we
fucking
can
find
we
a way.
pull that
It's
out?
not- it's
so
not-
yeah,
that-
fuck, let's talk about it, because it's fucking true.
That's
We
why
need
if you
to-
come see us at Celtic Fling in June, that's why you'll hear "Tell Me Ma" 5 times before we play it.
And personally, I hate it. I get those songs are respected in where they're from.
I'm sorry, I derailed your train. I wanted to hear.
No.
what
I want to fuck.
I'm
I want
sorry.
to talk about this because it's true. It's like, okay, like I love Celtic punk, and even though I have 2 metal band tryouts coming out, if I can go Celtic punk, I would in a heartbeat. Because there's something about Celtic punk that allows individuality in as far as like grooves, because you don't have to be punk, because a lot of it derives from those original songs. But it almost seems like when you do it, they're like, Black and Tans, Bella Belfast, South Australia, and they hand you a scroll and you're like, fit them into all your albums.
Fucking Young Johnny.
Fucking Johnny I Hardly Knew. Like,
Yeah, Johnny
they're
Hardly Knew,
almost
yeah.
requirements. Like, if you don't do them, people are like, well, they're not a Celtic punk band. They didn't do any Celtic punk covers. And you're like, what the fuck? Seriously, Dave, what's your opinion on it? I know it's true.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. I have nothing to add. You could not have.
Cole?
You could not have been more on target. Yeah.
Like, I feel like when you guys do them, you're like, well, here's the point. And honestly, so when we see you with the Rumjacks, you're like, all right, these aren't our songs, they're traditional songs.
I hope they don't come across that way, because our approach is, if we're gonna do them, we're gonna do them the hold fast way.
You do.
But you're absolutely right that we do them because we feel like we have to. And that's where having 3 and 4 albums worth of material is going to give us the power over those traditionals to only sprinkle them in where we want to and not because we need to fill time.
Why do you think it is that those songs are so important to Celtic punk? Do you feel like...
Because of all the folks who only listen to Irish music the week leading up to St. Paddy's or when they go to an Irish festival. That's 100% what it is.
That makes sense.
Do you feel
75%.
obligated to play them at certain shows? Like, is there ever a time when you guys are like, I wish I can cut this and play something else?
We have those discussions all the time when we're creating set lists. That is a never-ending debate where, yeah, there are the 2 camps where you're either gonna be the band that gives them a version of Bella Belfast they've never heard before, or you're going to be the band that played the 5th version they've heard that day. Or you're going to be the band at the Irish festival that played a bunch of shit I couldn't sing along to.
So
choose your own adventure.
That's all.
Which band do you want to be?
Yo, it's that Goosebumps book series.
Is there one that you feel that you want to cut but you feel obligated to? Like, is there one that you're like, man, everyone does this one, like, we don't really need to do it?
I know the answer, but I don't want to say it.
You know, I mean, it's more, it's a personal music opinion, because if I had to say the answer, it would be, for me, it'd be I'd Tell Me Ma. Like, that is one song that is like, no matter, I can put on any random Celtic punk playlist right now, and we're going to hear it 6 times before this podcast is over.
So our approach to that song is the recorded version is 1 minute and 10 seconds. The live version shaves a couple of seconds off because we play it faster.
It's the fastest version of that song I've heard.
That's our middle finger to that song. Is you want to hear it? Here you are. Fuck you. We're moving on.
Do you want to hear my personal
And
favorite?
in order to like keep that song interesting, there have been some like personal touches to that song.
I like when you guys do the weird shit where you'll play like part of Big Strong Man in the middle of it in the music section. It made me. I've seen that happen a couple times, and I giggle each time. And people are like, yeah, this is how it goes. You're like, that's a different song.
So that started as an inside joke 3 years ago. When we, I'll give away the game tonight because I'm kind of getting tired of it. When we play Bella Belfast and South Australia in the same set, both of those songs are structured exactly the same, where there's an instrumental break, one verse in the middle, and then it's just 1 through fuck you until we're done.
In the same fucking time signature with literally
they're
maybe
the same
2 chords
goddamn
different.
song.
Yeah.
So my inside joke for the last 3 years has been when they are both in the same set, I will flip the instrumental
fucking love it.
sections.
Please, God, don't stop
The
it.
joke was the first time an uninitiated audience member calls me out on it, then I will stop.
I will never call it because I personally think it's fucking hilarious.
I do.
And
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is fucking hilarious. And no one knows the difference because they're structured so much the
Yeah.
same. That they're
So-
like,
So 3 years into that, and I'm gonna do it at Fling because you know, yeah. But no, but that's an inside joke that I started that the rest of the band hates, but I don't give a shit.
Welcome.
Cole, do you hate it?
No, I don't hate it.
I
think
feel
it's-
like Cole
I think
hates
it's
when
funny.
people rant.
I think it's funny, but he did screw me up when we did an acoustic for the first time in like a year. And
I feel like Cole
yeah,
hates when
sang the
people
wrong
scream
song.
random shit during the Banshee Whales.
On Saturday at the Annapolis Irish Festival, we played. Cole and I played a half-hour acoustic set down at one of the other stages before we went on with the full band, and so both songs were in the set. So I did the same thing, and we played "Tell Me Ma" first.
She's sorry, she's pissed at that toy.
We
She's
played
so pissed.
We played "Tell Me Ma" first, and I played the South Australia break. And then we played South Australia, and I did the "Tell Me Ma" break. And after the "Tell Me Ma" break, we went into "Tell Me Ma" again. and
I wasn't paying attention.
and to your point, it took me a verse and a chorus of Cole losing his shit and finally like falling apart when he figured it out for me to realize that he had switched songs. I'm just strumming along. I'm just playing the chords after the break. I'm just going along. And all of a sudden he fucking loses it and falls apart. And I look over and that's what clues me in on why. Because for the last
my
verse and
God.
chorus he's been singing the wrong song.
Oh, fucking
I didn't even
Christ.
notice.
Please don't stop doing it. I think it's fucking great. And the worst part is I'm like the biggest South Australia fan because that's where my dad's side of the family hails from. Like, I was one generation away from being born in South Australia. So for me, I'm like, I love that song just for that reason. But it still falls in the same suit. Like, I fucking hate the fact that some invisible man with a scroll holds up and fucking like, you know your destiny.
Yeah,
now.
and I think it comes back to like if you want to be a festival band that makes a mark on your audience, you have to play to the hardcores who know all of that stuff, and you have to play to all the good timers who just saw a cheap ticket for a bunch of music and want to get fucked up and listen to the 6 Pandora songs they hear when they go to the local fucking Green Beer Miller Lite bar on St. Patty's Day and hear that Pandora station.
And they're like,
And the successful bands on the festival circuit know how to walk that line.
I think
That's
a
the
less,
game.
yeah. I mean, I think a less cynical version of that is that I think that there is a large segment of, if you're playing that festival circuit, we want to play our original songs, but in order to make those original songs accessible to a large part of an audience that probably hasn't heard us, is to play songs like "Tell Me Ma" and "South Australia" and "Big Strong Man," because getting somebody to flip a switch in their brain and go, oh, they played that one Celtic song I know that I really like, now I'll listen to whatever
To the
else
rest
they
of what
have
they
to
listen
say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I-
It's very much a mind trick.
And there's, you want to bring sociology into this, the whole idea of signaling to your tribe. If you want to be a Celtic band,
I am the shepherd.
if you want to be a Celtic band that anybody in that community takes seriously, you have to be able to speak the language. In order to show your credentials, you have to know that you have to show that you know, like that you know the scroll. It's kind of like a fucked up initiation.
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And the
And
next
so-
generation's gonna have to play Dropkick Murphy songs. I'm sorry.
Well, but no, they're not gonna survive the way all that old shit did. I think that's gonna be a little too flavor of the month.
But I've even noticed it. Like, I love the Kilmaine Saints, but I've even noticed they carry a lot of the Scottish versions of Celtic songs over. And even if you carry like a riff or a part or a signature sound of
I
one of
hope
those
the
songs,
bassist you met when you were at the liquor store hears this.
Yeah.
He's fucking mad at you.
No.
but it's one of those things where you're
No
like,
comment.
okay, like, oh wow, they played that one part, that one jig that I really knew, and that's like you guys said, it's one of those things where then people listen, which is funny because you say that, and I didn't really start listening at the Rumjacks until you played the Banshee Wail.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know a quiet truth about the Killman Saints and Hold Fast?
Oh boy.
Oh God, is it? First off, are you gonna message me tomorrow and be like, you asked too many
Both-
personal
both our
questions because I
bands-
don't want to cross this bridge again.
Both of our bands creatively are way more Scottish than Irish.
That's fair.
Okay, fair enough.
It's true about
But
both
the
bands.
Killman Saints, it shows. Like, why are you raising your hand?
Because that's me.
Because you're a grown ass woman. Just speak your words.
You're more Scottish.
The
than
funny
Irish.
thing is people are like,
But that's why. Like, there's a lot of Scottish influence in both bands. Like, we both have a lot of Scottish influence
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But like, do you guys find it weird that I didn't start listening until you played the Banshee Wail? Like
No.
that was what mid-set Rumjacks?
No, because you are not.
Well, you
the
had already
standard-
bought all our shit, so we didn't care.
But you. So again, that comes back to the segments of the audience and what songs were playing for who. You were not in the segment of the audience that came to hear all of the old standards you used to drink green beer to. And so you were looking for a unique musical experience, and that's the song that hooked you.
See, Kevin,
it
it's not
really
the only,
was.
it's not, I'm not the only person that calls you unique. Not me, not your therapist, not your doctor. you
Not
talk to.
Cole. But no, that was like the one song that I latched on to. And while we're talking about covers and unique sound, and I think me and Mason have butted heads on this a couple times, I think your cover of Wild Mountain Time is the best cover that has ever been done. Mainly because it's done in the style of Hold Fast. It's not... So Wild Mountain Time goes two ways. It's either super bright or there's nothing.
That owes a lot. That owes a lot to the Real Mackenzies.
Yes. In fact, the chord progression that we use straight up rips off their live album.
Yeah. We took mostly, we took Shine Not Burn. We took the version on Shine Not Burn.
Mhm.
And we
Can we cue that up and play that as an intermission?
Maybe?
Yeah, let's do
we
it.
more or less took that and we queued that up as like our framework, and then we said this is what we like about it, and then we wanted to make the heavy and the soft like work off each other.
Yeah.
The thing he's like pointing out was back when Tossers released the newest album in February, because they did a cover of Wild Mountain Time, and I said that one is probably one of the better ones I heard. And that's like, oh, Hold Fast is better. I'm like, Hold Fast is good, but I like the Tossers.
That's fair. I'm not gonna try to talk you down from that position
Yeah,
because they're the fucking Tossers.
like
Whenever you tell me somebody did a better song of the Banshee Wail than
then we can
Fast.
fight. Then we can go
Brad and I
outside,
are-
shirts
you and I
off.
are going out on the lawn.
Yeah, we're going outside,
Well,
shirts are off,
All I'm
ready
gonna
to
say
go.
is you can
selling
think what you
tickets.
want. You can think what you want about a Hold Fast version of Wild Mountain Time, but you haven't heard McKenna's Ghost version.
Probably haven't actually. Yeah,
Guarantee you haven't.
I'll have to dig it up.
Go for it.
Come here, phone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you preloaded before I get in the car. Before I get that far.
But like, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like even if I went down that Celtic punk path, I'm gonna suffer the
fuck?
same fate where some guy is gonna walk out of the fucking dark corner of my room, which is right here, and come out from over there and be like, "Here's the scroll. You know what you must do." And I'm like,
You're in the middle of drumming. You're in the middle of drumming. You look up. You just see a figure just fall around in those shadows. Coming out
dressed in a kilt, just standing there with a beard in his hand.
big red beard and a scroll. You know must be
Well,
done.
I think we're
Walks away.
definitely at a point where we're not gonna do songs because we feel like we have to anymore, and
Yeah.
you know we've kind of hit some beats of what we wanted to do, and I think that
Who'd you said I need to look that up on?
I think that
cover?
with
You won't find it. I'll explain that joke in a minute.
And I think that our first like pivot from that is actually the Aaron Go Bra suite, because we conceived to do the song Aaron Go Bra, but we built it into something completely different.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the thing is that it's actually the song Aaron Go Bra that was written by Dominic and no, it was written by their uncle. It was Peter Kearney that wrote that.
Okay.
That was written by the Bean brothers, Dominic and Brendan. Their uncle, Peter Kearney, wrote Aaron Go Bra. But then what we did was I had just read Borstal Boy recently at that point, which is Brendan Bean's first book. And he had, in the midst of it, he had like a double couplet that he had written as that is a joke in the book, and that is the first verse of the 18th day of November part of the song, and then wrote 2 more sets of lyrics, and then wrote all the music, and then pieced it all together into one big thing where we're like, okay, we're going to do something traditional that people will recognize, but then we're going to do all these other things that are going to take it beyond that.
Yeah.
See, I love hearing your guys' opinion on this, because I feel like there's a lot of bands out there that won't admit that there's like an obligation to do certain things, especially in the Celtic punk world, where Celtic punk has a foot, but it's not as much as a foot as people would think. Like, the amount of traditional Celtic bands to Celtic punk bands is like, it's ever fluctuating.
Because it's, the audience base is not angsty 20-year-old kids. And so that's a part of the algorithm going into all of these musical decisions is who's going to be out in the audience.
You should make emo Celtic punk then.
Who's going to be out in the audience listening to this? And they're the ones that have to like you if you want to be asked back. And going to a festival and being yourself and like just blasting everybody out with a brand new experience might, you have to decide. Weigh that against the value of being asked back. Why are you there? What are you trying to accomplish as a band? What are your values? What are your goals? And so, yeah, so you have to read the scroll if you want to play the festival circuit.
Yeah,
full stop.
Thread the needle.
Yeah.
You have to thread the needle.
Even in the metal world, which is weird, there's like this sacred thing even when I was doing Doom, there were certain songs that I had to do. So like, you guys cover a Sabbath song or an Ozzy song, which I fucking love, because it's totally Hold Fast Out, and it's like every time you guys play it, and I hope it never goes away, I love it, because I'm a Doom metal guy, and that is one of the core Doom songs. But there are songs like when you're in Doom, people walk up and they're like, Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, here's this other Doom band, okay, you know what you gotta do, you gotta cover them. And when you don't do them in a set, people kind of look at you and you're like, but you're a Doom band. And you're like, yeah, but I have 3 albums worth of crap that I personally like to play more. Like, I respect, and honestly, I kind of feel in a way, for me, it kind of it ruins my respect for those songs, because I've had to play them so many times. So, like, one of the big ones for me, and I don't know why, we always had to cover Bark at the Moon. I don't know why. But if we didn't do it, people got mad at us for like, but you're that genre of music.
Okay, so what you telling me these people like smoking dirt?
Like, but it's one of those things where you kind of have to tailor to the audience. If you don't do it, you're damned if you do.
I think that Dave and I have both been saying, like, we think we've done enough virtue signaling to this point that, like, moving forward,
you can keep your like 2 favorites. They're in the set.
We don't think there's going to be too much more of that going forward, especially as far as recording is concerned. And we definitely have to tailor, like, hey, if we're opening for the Rumjacks, we definitely don't feel as compelled to play Tell Me Ma and Big Strong Man as we do whenever we have to play 3 sets of Celtic Fling, and we have to kind of like signal to some of the crowd and some of the older members of the crowd, like, hey, we're a Celtic punk band, you know.
Look, if South Australia ever goes away, I'm gonna fight you. Like, I don't care if you cut that.
Dogs!
If you cut that from a list, I'm breaking up with you. I'll get the shit laser removed.
I have a lot of fun playing that
Wait, you
one.
getting your tattoo taken off?
We were
Yeah,
doing
if
some
you
wild-
guys cut South Australia, I'm getting it removed.
Go.
Don't do it. Please don't.
I actually
That's the one out of all the again, traditional songs you guys do, that's the one I love the most.
Is this where we reveal another exclusive drop?
Get fucked.
That's up to you guys. I don't want to fucking push any hands
hey,
or
hey.
get in trouble.
Hey, Kevin, get fucked.
Go ahead, Cole.
Wait, what? What am I dropping?
Mason,
We're finally gonna record
drink
now.
the bomb pop.
Are you?
Oh, eventually, yeah.
Fucking
Oh, yeah.
thank God.
Oh, next year, yeah,
can't
that's
drink
right.
it.
We're doing that next year.
Why, you fucked up?
No, they're gonna record it.
No, no, her. She's talking about the booze.
I told him he could
But,
finish.
well, Dave, for legal purposes, we have to say we expect to release it next year
Right.
as a B-side.
Mm-hmm.
So, we
To another track I'm super excited about.
Is there traditional? Hold Fast original?
Yes. So South Australia will be the B-side to another original that I'm super excited about.
I can't wait to hear the recorded version of that now. Damn it! Don't get me excited.
Get him excited.
I'm gonna
Do
have
it.
to put a cup on to hide.
No, he's lying. It's a full fucking, like, adamantium chastity belt.
It doesn't fucking matter. You're gonna release the 3rd album. I'm gonna rip all the drums and be like, all right, sweet, we're good, just in case. I'm gonna hold that until one day Cole's like, can you help? I'm gonna be like, fuck yes. Cancel all my plans. I'll be there.
I mean, that conversation has already happened, so.
But so you guys really,
You boys like Chicago?
you guys have a certain. So there's a certain tone that really drove me to Hold Fast, and it was the grungy, dark side of Hold Fast. There's a certain, like, even some of your fast, like, punk rock band is like your most traditional punk song. Like, it even got the traditional. It's like the most traditional punk song, but there were certain songs like the Banshee Wails, where you have no music at all and solid vocals, and then this like super cool, like pretty much groovy, like jazz bluegrass, like that brought me in, but it was never a vibrant tone. Is that something that just fell with Hold Fast organically, or is that something you guys aim to do?
No,
Yeah.
it's 100% the decisions made by the individual musicians as we were writing that song.
Because I feel like
And
even
and that definitely was like, that was Michael Parks, where, you know, it was, you know, he.
It reminded
when
me-
when Dave brought Michael Parks in, like, it was kind of the joke way to say it. We thought we were hiring a punk drummer, but Michael Parks was way more than a punk drummer.
it
and
reminded me of like a
And his
gospel
goal
drum
was
beat.
always to make the drums different, make the drums interesting, and, you know, push what he's doing behind us. And that was a credit to him that he did that. That was very much him, yeah.
It very much reminded me. So as much as fuck me, I made a party foul.
Get fucking
Anyway,
shafted.
as much as it reminds, so like I listen to a lot of black metal, and as most people know, black metal normally doesn't have the most positive message in the world. And I'm like one of the most neutral people. I listen to music for music as it is. I love the fact that those guitarists can trill pick at 800 beats per minute and keep a note and keep things going. And for me, like, it's not as much as the message of the song is like for me, I listen past the vocalist most times, and I'm like, wow, yeah, musically, that was composed fucking fantastic. And I feel there are certain songs that I know when Parks was part of that definitely have like a gospel drumming style to them. They're very like vibrant, upbeat, kind of snappy. They have like a weird like quarter bass on the tempo that I think is super cool. And there's a lot of bands who are like, well, this is what we do and this is how we need to do it. Fuck that. Like, for me, if I can bring a weird-ass drum beat into a song and make it work and bring a different style into the genre, that just means you just opened another door to a path down that genre that no one else has opened before. And I think that's super cool because I have a slight sinking suspicion that Hold Fast from Album 1 and Hold Fast from Album 2 and what's going to come of Album 3 are going to go the same way. There's going to be certain gateways where you're going to open a door and be like, hey, we can go down this path, we can go down this path, we can go down this path. And that's one of the things that...
Part of the secret sauce of what we're doing is that what makes something Celtic punk? What makes a song Celtic punk? What makes a band Celtic punk? You know,
folk sounds.
So we can do all this. We can
My
do all
bubble.
this. We can do all this virtue signaling. We can do all this stuff. But the actual reality is no matter what music we make in this band, I look to my left and there's bagpipes or there's accordion. I look to my right and there's banjo or there's mandolin. We're a Celtic punk band. Like we have Celtic instruments.
I want to hold this off. To use to. What makes a song Celtic punk? Ignore what he said. What makes a song... Mason, to you, what makes a song Celtic punk?
Damn, I was going to say, like, tin whistles and old school whistles. Fucking... Put yours the fuck down. I didn't say you.
No,
I'm put yours the fuck down. I didn't say you.
Tin whistles are literally...
Like, when I hear tin whistle, I'm like, well, that's
tin
a
whistles to
Celtic
me
punk
are
song right there.
Celtic folk music.
And then,
I'm more of agreement with Cole, where it's... like the mandolins and stuff.
Well, with me,
when you pull a tin whistle, it's more folky.
Oh, I was
what do
done.
You think?
Well, no, because my grandfather on my mother's side, who is an Irishman, his name was Mundorf.
Shit for no reason.
I would go over there when I was young, like young, and my mom would cut his hair because she was a beautician at one point in life. And after he was done, he would just go to fucking town on an accordion. So to me, that was just like, it just kind of like reminds me of like low key, like. Oh, listen to the old school Irish accordion kind of noises. So like the tin whistles and stuff like that is like one of the reasons why.
So traditional instruments.
Traditional instruments.
Josh, same thing. Traditional instruments, mandolin, banjo. Bree, what makes a song Celtic punk to you? I know you're out there card shopping or whatever.
Sadly, he never taught me how to play the accordion when he passed.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I would have loved to. See a fat
and she
6'4"
she's the most
Irishman.
oddball out of all of us when it comes to music. Like she picks out the weird shit. You're like, man, I never thought about that.
Look at her, she's fucking weird.
I mean, just like looking at our contemporaries, like what the only thing that we think is different between like Ford the River and Blind Accuracy and us is that they're three person, 4-person bands that are playing, 3-chord, 4-chord songs, and we're a 6-person band with traditional instruments playing 3-chord, 4-chord songs. Yeah. Like, that's the only difference.
I'll drop my full answer once she's done. And you guys can fist fight me after the podcast, or on podcast. I'll save it.
She's obviously dying in the
Fuck
kitchen.
your
She's been in there for the last
tin
hour.
whistle. I told you, that's for the folk music.
So what do you got? What makes Celtic punk to you? What stands out in that style of music that you're like, that's a Celtic punk song?
Come out and play.
Yes.
For me, it's either drum beat, the bagpipes, or tin whistle.
So traditional instruments sound. So I'm gonna call you guys out, and I know this is gonna probably maybe not sit well. You may hate me and never talk to me
Cole,
again.
to make life easy, you aim for here or here, and that ends the noise instantly.
Thanks, Mason.
Just so you know, I have a few years of Muay Thai practice, so if
They're
you
rusty.
swing,
They're
I'm
rusty
wrong.
as fuck. Just double down.
If you both jump me, I'm fucked. He outweighs me, and he's like 6 times my height. So,
Well, you shouldn't be fucking 2'4" then.
Never mind the fact that Mason will fucking hold you down and help them.
Yeah, because I find it funny. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, he'll help.
Like,
So,
I watch enough videos for fun.
would
Seeing
you
one
guys
live would
be
be
offended
hilarious.
if I
Can I
said
get
I
one of
wouldn't
those
put
shrimp
you in
for
Celtic
dad's
Punk
too?
right now?
Fuck it.
As
What
well
a
fast
vibe
they
they
are.
Bro, you'd be more than vibing.
Explain.
So, for me, if you were to take out, so back to the Elder Scroll, if you were to take those songs out,
You're not a moth priest.
if you cut out the Elder Scroll,
Oh my
that
god,
you
he's gonna
require,
pull up some weird rock genre we've never heard of.
no, I'm not even gonna put it in that.
Wait for it.
No, if that's anyone, that would be fucking me.
That would be him. He's the weird.
Yeah.
You guys aren't
This
even
is-
close to
This
this.
is
So
this is the 2-hour rabbit hole of all the subgenres of punk that I don't understand about the subgenres of metal.
I'm
Oh, you guys are
I'm feeling
you guys are
attacked
fucking
right now.
medieval doomcore.
Gore hop.
personally, no. So it kind of based off metal, and you're gonna see where I'm going. But if you were to strip away the core of what is the traditional songs you guys play, I wouldn't put you in the Celtic punk category. I would put you more in the lines of almost like an Ailstorm, like mythological style category of rock, where you're kind of so Ailstorm is
I actually can kind of if you guys are like just drop the punk and go full rock, you guys would be amazing.
so
with Ailstorm.
Ailstorm kind of lies in
Perfect
this-
lineup. Perfect lineup. Hold Fast Rock Edition.
You know what
Necrogoblicon Ailstorm.
You know
So-
what? You know what I heard in that entire conversation?
We're doing it right.
Absolutely.
You know what I heard in that entire conversation?
Get
Drunk Dave with a keytar.
bro.
Yeah,
the worst
damn
part. The fucking lead singer of Ailstorm plays a keytar.
Fuck you all.
I'm seeing
Every single one of you.
I'm seeing Ailstorm.
Even you.
I had nothing
Yeah.
to fucking do with it.
Yes,
You
you did. You
anti-social.
are here.
No,
So,
no,
here's the
no.
reason why
Fuck
I'm
you.
not going.
Fuck you.
Fuck
The
you in
original
particular, you
singer isn't
antisocial
with them
fuck.
right now. So
Christoph's not with him.
You big
So
mouth
he's not with
cocksucker.
them.
I
It's
am
the
big
singer
mouth,
Dying
and I pays the
Fetus.
bills.
So the original
Fuck you,
singer's
bitch.
wife had a baby who had passed during pregnancy. So he.
Oh, I didn't even hear
So
this.
you're gonna get to see the singer of one of the most iconic and heavy death metal bands cover them. The singer from Dying Fetus. He's going to see.
Oh
it.
wait, what happened? Wait, what? I did
So
not hear.
I found out what happened with the
Scorp.
singer from Ailstorm
Oh.
and kind of like everything that happened with them in kind of Necrogoblicon. He's been in and out. So this lead singer of Ailstorm's wife was pregnant,
Yeah.
had lost a baby.
Ah.
So he's kind of been in and out of the current tour.
Yeah,
so
he's-
you might catch a show where he's there, but they are fucking awesome.
Mm.
But I don't put
Oh yeah, I've seen them already.
I don't put you guys.
What happened to Scorp then? Same issue.
Scorp had so
So my pivot to acoustic folk metal isn't as far fetched as you tried
no.
to.
Honest to
Do
God,
it, do
makes
it, do it.
As
Fuck
a-
you, Dave.
so-
Do it.
Hang on. As a metal musician, you guys are not fucking far off. You are, and I fucking love Saucy Jack, but you're one metal drummer away from crossing the category. Like,
No, I don't think you're wrong at all.
Hey,
I
is
don't
that some-
put you guys.
Hey,
Is that some
man.
self-raised flags out here?
No, what I'm saying is, if you were to put,
Boner alert.
so all right, I'm gonna do this one more time. If you were to say, okay, here's Holdfast, right? And I'm gonna say you have 3 Celtic punk bands you need to put them against. Who's the first fucking band that's gonna come out of someone's mouth? Dropkick Murphys. The second band that's most well known is gonna be the Rumjacks. And then even tied with that is gonna be the Flogging Mollies. If you put Holdfast against those bands, you have nothing in common.
Well, damn.
Nothing at all.
So
You
you're
don't sing
asking the
about-
wrong
So here's
person
my
here.
thing. Hold on. So here's my
No,
thing.
no. Like if it's I'll put Holdfast for somebody. It's gonna be
So-
the Tossers.
So I'm a
It's still tenfold. They're not the same.
I don't fucking
Like,
care.
if
What?
you were to put them in genres of music, you couldn't put Holdfast with the fucking Tosser.
I don't fucking care. It'd be amazing.
I don't give a fuck. I guess it. I guess
Hey,
it
you
would
want
be
to see some
amazing.
So
fun?
my whole
No,
thing
it's
is
Suck
fine.
this.
so my whole thing is like to us, we take that as a compliment. And I believe it was the White Buffalo who made the comment, and he may not have been the first, that you know, if you're having a hard time figuring out what type of music I'm playing, then I'm doing my job.
So here, can I give you guys a fucking weird example? So you guys have Gangway, which is do 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 do. If you were to take it and add, so I learned that song. So if you were to take that song and go, you've already crossed genres just by adding one extra note on the kick and going. You've already went from what is, I'm gonna call you guys Celtic rock, from what is Celtic rock or what I would say pirate rock, because you more cross that line with Ailstorm, versus Celtic punk, which is do 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 do. Every song is exactly that, with the same 3 chords you're talking about from bands like Blind
Hey, Josh.
Accuracy and other punk bands.
Start the 6-minute timer when he's done talking.
No, I got you, boo.
Oh, man.
But it's one of those
I got that
things
bitch on
where
standby.
He's got at least a 30-minute time.
I can't put you guys in Celtic punk, and I fucking love it for that reason. Go.
So,
Alright, 6 minutes start.
Cue to
two
get a
things.
drink.
2 things on that.
Go for it. Give me 10 things.
The first,
Bro,
the
yes,
first
6
one,
minutes.
the smaller point. The smaller point is, I accept all of that about our first 2 albums.
In a bad or a good way.
No, in a good way. I'm fine with everything you said. I want to revisit that conversation after the 3rd album. That's
you know,
the-
it's gonna be sound musically wise. You can play all the traditional instruments, but if this guy is still writing songs about being a drunken pirate, it's
just
just
wait.
not gonna change
all
my
all I'm
opinion.
gonna say is just wait.
All right,
Second point, the
what a
large.
fucking sneak peek now. Fuck.
The larger
Fuck.
point, Kevin, is something that we've kind of talked about off mic, which is my complete and utter bewilderment about the
We good?
rigid definitions of metal genres and the
Oh God!
members-
Please tell me you don't think metal genres are rigid. Oh damn! That's a rabbit hole we can go down after we're done.
Okay, I will amend my statement. The existence of metal genres.
Just saying, there's no metal Celtic punk, or metal Celtic style.
That's not where I'm going at all. That's not where I'm going at all.
All right.
Hey,
So-
Dave, you got 10 seconds before the 4-minute mark.
No, I'm just getting warmed up, buddy.
Yeah.
Alright,
You might
go
want
You every time you
Don't talk about fucking
every time you
Valentine,
interrupt, every time you interrupt me, that's 30 more seconds.
Cole, do you need another one, buddy?
But so
Trying to
Kevin,
figure out where.
He's looking.
I knew there was one left.
He fucking searching.
keep going. I got you guys.
so one thing that I've expressed pre-recording in both this, today and a couple weeks ago when we were here, we had an entire conversation off mic before we got started where I was goading all of you into a conversation to explain the difference between
Thank you, my man.
all of the different genres of metal and core music. Do you acknowledge that conversation, Kevin?
He's too busy cracking beers for y'all. Yeah, that's Grace.
This is the last 2, and then you're down to whiskey. Sorry, guys. I'm
Alright.
poor this week.
So Kevin, do you acknowledge the conversation we had where I was goading you all into a ridiculous conversation and discussion about the differences between the hair splitting
Oh yeah,
in the metal and core.
the one
world.
pubic hair that defines a genre from a genre?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, as somebody who lives in that world, you approach our music from that mindset. And it's not a criticism, it's an observation. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm observing that is your lived experience and perspective.
So
I think that what has transpired here is that he has admitted that we don't sound like anything else that he has heard, and that being said, victory. We've accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. We don't necessarily sound like anybody else.
That's why that's fucking there.
Cole wins.
I'm not saying anything to the contrary. I'm trying to explain and contextualize the truth. The reason you think we don't sound like Celtic punk is because you bring all of this experience of your time in the metal world, categorizing and moving.
From his flask. Try it. No, hit my bottle.
I can wait.
No, keep going.
I can wait.
What?
Mason, drink your fucking whiskey so you can get more.
Fuck you. I was gonna hit my bottle. I just want to share.
Christ.
I just want to share what he shared with me
Go ahead,
to
Kevin.
him.
You can only get herpes once.
I just want to
That's
say that I
only in
fucking love you
Vegas.
guys.
That's the only thing that comes back from Vegas too.
Yo,
No.
you don't understand.
Marriage
I'm
certificates
gonna keep
come back
this
to
with me.
Vegas.
No, Cole, you don't understand how much he's been jonesing for. That's why I wanted to share the glass with him.
Oh,
So Kevin, all I'm saying is your perspective is 100% valid. And I don't want this to be seen as a refutation. All I'm saying is I recognize that your experience is informed by all of your time putting songs into and bands into boxes because that's what metal people do. It's not right or wrong. It's not good or
Can I-
bad.
No,
It's
Dave,
just like
Dave,
I'm just pointing it out.
I
Can
tried
I be
explaining that
honest?
to him.
Can
I know,
I
shut the
finish
fuck
with my-
up. I tried explaining that to him, and he had a shit fit about it.
No, it's not a
Can I be
value
honest?
judgment. It's not a good or bad. It's just an
Here-
observation.
honest opinion, and one of the reasons why I fucking literally know everything like the back of my hand from you guys, I can't put you in a box, and it fucking makes me love it even
Right?
more.
Because you spent how much time putting
In a
people
box.
boxes?
I've spent
'Cause
in
that's
this
what
box,
metal
I've been
folks
in
do.
this box, I've been in this
That's
box.
what the
and
metal community does, and it's not. It's again, it's not a value judgment. It's an observation.
And
You gotta be
honestly,
a free thinker like me, bro.
and it's one of those things where, like, even the rock community does it, where they're like, well, they're not hard rock, they're rock, or they're soft rock, or they're pop rock. Like, the rock community does the same shit, and even the punk community, they're like, well, they're not punk, they're East Coast punk, or they're West Coast punk, or...
No, even the horrorcore community do that. It's like, oh, you're shock rap, you're not gore hop, oh, you ain't horror.
Right.
And
you made up
personally,
3
it-
of those 4 genres on the
The,
spot.
one of the reasons...
None of those exist.
Besides
I'll
you...
piss in your mouth.
Besides you
God.
guys reigniting my love for music...
They're already drinking it, Mason.
You get it refined through my liver, which is double alcoholic.
Like, besides you guys reigniting my love for music and literally saving my ass at, like, the telltale death, one of the reasons I love Holdfast so much is because Holdfast refuses to be put in a box. And I feel like Holdfast is going to refuse to be put in a box, even when it comes to the next album
Still find
and
it
the
funny.
album after that.
Slap my ass, ask for cigarettes, become friends.
Yeah.
Still find that fucking funny. It's like a fucking prison story.
Yeah. No, Kevin.
We do work in a prison.
That's what I mean.
I'm happy you feel that way because that's kind
Concentration
of
camp.
that fits in with,
No, it's a
with
prison.
what we're
We go back
working
to
towards.
ourselves.
Personal opinion for me, if you can create a band that doesn't fit in a box, they're going to be one of the best bands of all time, even if they don't blow up, because they refuse to be anything but themselves. So, last night, we went to see fucking Creator, Death Angel, Sepultura, which are all bands who are
Hey,
legends.
you're forgetting one.
And where
Get
where
one.
was that show?
I'm not
Spirit
forgetting
World.
one.
Forget one. You didn't say Spirit World.
But
Yes, you
they're
did.
all...
No, we didn't.
No,
Where was that
I was
from?
mentioning the big 3 because those
H1.
are, like,
Oh, yeah?
the big 3 that people know.
There's
Big
Creator being
Trash.
Europeans'
They
version of
set that up.
Metallica, Sepultura being Brazil's version of one of the greatest metal bands of all time. All those bands fit in a box for one reason. Main genres. You take Creator, you say Creator, you look American, you go, oh, Metallica, Megadeth. Like, okay, they're thrash metal. You say Sepultura, you look at them and you go, oh, they're death metal. They're crunchy, they're grindy. And then, so like these guys, Spirit World, they're creating a new genre called Death Western. They're death metal with a Western tone.
But
they
they-
play in Western keys with Western chords.
That entire mental framework and worldview is something that is unique to the metal community.
And personally, I hate it. So, like, and this is going to come from somebody who has drummed in metal for a very long time, and I did metal vocals. The biggest thing I hate about metal is when I was a drummer, and so I was listening still to things like the Flogging Molly. I was listening to standard punk. I was very much into the modern early 2000s emo music. I liked the grungy tone. And as much as I don't like to admit that I listen to this type of stuff, like Nirvana, that grungy music, I like to bring that style into it, but most of the fan base was like, that's stupid, stop doing that. You're either this or you're that. And I think that's what, as much as I have that, like, I like to put bands in boxes, I like when bands come out like Spirit World and they're like, fucking put us in a box, I bet it. Like, you could not put us anywhere. And Holdfast does that exact thing. If you guys played a set without any traditional song, and be like, oh yeah, we're a Celtic punk band, like, no the fuck you're not. You're like mythological rock. Like, you have songs like about the Banshee, which is based in Celtic mythology. It's essentially an ethereal being that haunts people, or however you want to look at it, depending on the story, and Cthulhu. And then, but then you also have songs that are kind of based, like, with anything like the sails being on fire. When you look in that aspect, and you're like, okay, so like pirates having a bad day, or like Pour Me Grog. It's specifically about a pirate who's fucking simply just had enough.
Hold
on,
all honesty, the only pirate song I have written is Pour Me Grog. None of the other songs are pirate songs. They're just sailor songs.
But they fit the fucking motif.
For this episode, I told them we should only pour them grog. Just to fuck with them.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not pouring their drinks, they're doing themselves, but that would be fucking hilarious if I filled a glass half with water and half with whatever alcohol I had in my hand. Cole would be like, what the fuck is this?
Watered down piss.
Oh no, I know what grog is.
So, and personally, keep the fucking trend. Like, okay, so you guys are going to come out swinging, and from what I understand, and the subtle hints that I've been dropped, the next Holdfast album is definitely going to be more punk than any of the other Holdfast albums, but I have a feeling there are certain Holdfast hints that have not gone away, and if I don't hear The Captain's Daughter in a full version, I'm disowning both of you. I'm fucking burning all of my merch.
I like that song very much.
That song is goofy. Can we talk about it? I know that was a COVID song. Can we talk about it?
Saucy Jack and I have some plans for that song.
Yeah, no, yeah, don't worry, you will not be disappointed. We won't let you down.
No.
We won't let you down on that. But that's where you also come back to the conversation about an hour and a half ago about the different perspectives between a creative person's process and the perception from the other side, where like the third album
Josh,
still
you got 6 toes?
Yo, I knew you were fucking inbred.
What the fuck? Time out. Where the fuck did that come from?
No, there's definitely
No,
not
okay.
there.
No. There's just some extra meat over there. I thought you had 6 toes.
That brought me back from my whole ass.
Why
brought me
did
back.
you have to do that when I had water in my mouth?
Get fucked. Brought me back from my upsetness.
I whole ass was like, what the fuck is he doing?
But
In all fairness, it was a goofy shadow, and you've got a rather flat foot. I was like, you got 6 toes? What the fuck's going on over there?
bro, I was just sitting here upset. Like one of my fucking.
I was ready for a deep conversation I haven't even had.
Bro, like I'm sitting there upset that one of the people I want to see is going to PA. And then I heard he has 6 toes. I'm like, yo, he's inbred? I fucking called it.
Nope, not even close.
Like, I got excited. I'm back to being sad now.
What the fuck?
He's so tall, like
person
bending out
closest.
the chair. He's like, hey.
No.
And then all of a sudden, what?
No. I
Dave was like, I better shut the fuck up, and we were all like,
No. I just got done Googling because I thought about it that Scum and Smalls one wasn't coming to PA and I was upset, so that's why I was like fucking really into the chair. And then
I'm good.
And then I heard insult. I'm like, who insulting?
Where the
Josh,
fuck were
I'm
we?
sorry if I offended you.
You can't offend me.
X to doubt. X to
It's
doubt.
real hard.
Mason's inbred though.
I am from Perry County, so
He is,
By definition.
he is wearing his socks so that I don't see his 6 toes.
Oh my god.
6? You mean
Same.
It's a good thing the baby's upstairs.
Oh god.
Oh
did
god.
You did this.
monkey toes, bitch. I can grab bottles with my feet.
That is definitely.
That's just in case he loses his hand so he can still drink. He's gonna be
Damn fucking straight. I did that the other night. I was blacked out in my bed. I'm like, I'm fucking lazy. Grabbed a fucking bottle I had lying by my fucking bed and like, brought it to my face. And
Way
drank
to
it.
go, Cole!
Wait, you can actually reach.
I knew he was the
face?
master
Yeah.
of anarchy and old.
I'm sorry. Anyway.
Alright,
No, there's
Dave,
no
where
coming.
were we before he
No,
even wrote?
fuck that. There's no coming back from that. I don't even want to continue the point I was trying to make. You can go somewhere else.
So is that the kill switch now?
Yep. Mason's feet fucking killed everything.
Good. Cancel this. Delete this fucking
Yep.
show.
Alright, everybody. That was fun.
Yo,
Dude,
this
I
is great.
come
This is
back.
great ride for like
Have a
5
good
fucking
time.
months.
I asked about deleting the last
Yeah.
show because Cole like, yeah, there was too much personal shit, and I was too fucked up to know what he was talking about. And even when I re-listened to it, I'm like, I don't know, like what was personal. And then I got to the point where like
Corey
I was
existed.
outside with Cole, and everybody was in here with you, and I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, do you want me to delete that? And he's like, nah, it is what it is. I'm like, fuck, I'm sorry. Well, I kind of hope. Is this format better than the last format?
Hey, I'm better than Corey.
Yeah, it was
I mean, aside from the 6 toes.
All right, so we got a little info on the captain's daughter. That's going to be making a return sooner rather than later. I hope.
Mhm.
I'll drink to that as well.
No, so I'm drinking that. I couldn't find which one I was drinking.
That one.
What-
that one.
Was that ever
one.
meant to be found? Like I came across it and I'm like,
Oh yeah, it's on our Bandcamp. It's on our Bandcamp.
Yeah.
it's not on your Bandcamp. I think it's on his personal.
It's on.
No,
It's on
it's
the Whole
on-
Fast SoundCloud.
No, if you go to the whole fast
It is-
Bandcamp, it's
SoundCloud.
on there as a single.
SoundCloud.
Babe,
No,
that's
it's
where,
on Bandcamp.
It is
Babe.
not on Bandcamp.
You stole
Babe,
it.
yes, it
SoundCloud?
is.
I want my fucking.
Are you still on
royalties.
SoundCloud?
That's where we listen to
Yeah.
it.
I want my fucking royalties. If
Hey,
it's on
Cole,
Bandcamp,
pay up.
All
I'm pretty
SoundCloud
sure-
ever gives
I
me.
want my 7
All
cents.
SoundCloud
David,
ever
I'm
gives
pretty
me
sure
is
it's on
some
his
random person.
Theme song created SoundCloud
Yeah.
during COVID.
Hey, Dave, here's the funny thing. I used to have expertise in collecting money, so if you wanted me to break his knees, just say when.
No. So the only thing that you guys have on your SoundCloud that is extra, that is part of anything, which I
It's got
fucking
those numbers on
love,
there?
is Ruby Solo.
It's somewhere.
No, it isn't.
Where is
It's
it?
on fucking SoundCloud.
It's on my SoundCloud.
Oh God.
But I put my SoundCloud under the Whole Fast name because where else am I going to release fucking music?
I don't get any emails about that.
You're better than fucking every SoundCloud rapper to ever exist.
No, this isn't you. This is the rap band. Hold fast.
Ew, disgusting. Kill him.
Also, do you guys know you have the same band name as like 6 other rap bands?
Yes, we do.
That's disgusting. They need to disappear. You know, it's like Highlander. There can only be one true holdfast.
We're not going to give any.
They're not
We're not going to
very
give
correct.
any space to any of those bands. We are the one and only Holdfast.
Like I said, it's like Highlander.
So
I have
brings me
a
to the
sharp
question.
machete underneath my passenger seat. You take that and start working.
Where did the name Holdfast come from?
I think we answered this last time.
Yeah,
but
they
We
did.
did.
valid
Yeah,
question.
but-
We did, but we're more sober this time, so let's do
Um,
it.
So that actually came from a Real Mackenzie song. That came from The Best Day Till Tomorrow.
Yep. That was the answer last time.
Throw ash around the mast, Hold Fast.
Yep.
There are so many Holdfasts, I'm about to give up trying to find this. How did I even find it the last
Just
time?
look for the captain's daughter.
That is the most intelligent answer.
It is not coming up.
out either. So
Go back to school.
get fucked.
Don't I graduated high school. I don't have a fucking GED.
Do you know how many songs ever named the Captain's
He
Dog?
doesn't have a GED.
Oh wow, a dropout.
He's not a dropout either. He
Okay.
graduated.
I don't care. I'm bullying.
Mason,
Here's the worst part. I
you can't
graduated
bully
high
when
school
the woman
barely
has the facts.
and passed Votech
can't bully
and
when I
my
have the
fucking
can.
You know,
UTI
Mason,
college.
they always
with
say
honors.
they have facts.
I
but
could
we
not
know that's
stand
not
book
true.
knowledge.
Alright,
but when
listen-
it came
listen
to
here,
working
Tater
on
Man
cars,
Paul.
Wait a
Forward.
dick.
I spent
Aren't
a
you
little
professional?
unknown
Yeah,
fact about me.
I
I
am.
spent
Money
6
for
years
your-
working with Monster
I don't
Jam on
have
monster
to.
trucks. I worked
Oh,
in
yeah,
Schuylkill
that's
County. I
right.
worked with
I just gotta-
John Seebeck in the Batman
I had
truck,
to
and I
push.
worked with the Slivkos. They own the Eradicator and the
Don't you fucking eat that
truck.
either.
So it's like one of the coolest jobs I ever had. But the worst thing that sucked was I was doing music and that at the same time, and never being home. When you're part of a Monster Jam circuit, you get to spend like 6 minutes at home. You get home and you're like, "Oh, this is nice." I'm like, "Yeah, get it. Come on, we gotta go." And I'm like, "Fuck, I can't find it." You're lying to me.
I couldn't find it.
You're
either.
probably blind. Actually, you are blind.
You know how many captain's daughters are? I'm looking for the Holdfast logo.
Well,
but
there's
I don't
only
even know.
one captain per ship, so I would assume he would have one daughter, hopefully. That
Wow.
at least he knows. At least he knows about.
Where am I sending this so that you can pull it up?
Send it to me.
Send it to him on Facebook.
Right. Facebook?
Facebook.
This
And
fool fucking
I will
browses.
close out the show with this song, and I'm gonna reveal secrets. Also,
And
that
that's how he
flask
loses
is
friends.
dangerous, and you know how bad I want to chug the rest of it. I haven't tasted that in so
Don't
fucking-
touch my fucking whiskey. I'll break your damn hand.
He's gonna eat me. No, don't do it. I love you.
Mason, I need those hands.
Bitch, he doesn't figure you
He
anyway.
has 2 hands. It's okay.
Oh,
Let at least
Christ.
one.
I
Let us
said
right.
hands.
You only
Alright,
need
I got an
one.
off question by Josh that we didn't ask. Have you guys ever thought of working with a company to make like a Holdfast whiskey?
Yes.
Damn, I'm fucking by
Those,
it.
those
We talked about
conversations
that.
have happened. We are. Those are
Colby digging.
business secrets that
Colby digging.
we can't get into specifics at this time.
Well, when you guys do release it, I'll buy 2 bottles. One for you all to sign and it'll sit on my shelf, and the other one for me to belligerently drink.
Yeah. So yes.
Also,
there will
I had
be
you guys sign a set list. He did a good job. I don't know what the fuck he wrote.
It's called.
It was like
autographs don't have to be legible.
It's called.
no, you did it twice, and neither one of them are fucking anything close. Like
I have a spare in my fucking car. It's a bit rough.
I'm sure I'll be able to get another one as long as Heather likes me and doesn't fucking hate us after these 2 episodes of the podcast. We should be good. She gave
went-
me the last one at XL Live.
She went to bed. You're safe.
Cole says that now until she
I
watches
feel
it
like the
back.
next time we go to see you live, Heather's gonna walk by and be like,
No, she's,
you, Heather. I'm not the issue.
no, she's gonna come up with a bully club out of nowhere and fucking just kneecap your ass.
The worst part was at XL Live, Cole walks up and is like, I fucking figured you guys would have been shooting pool. I'm like, wow, are we that predictable? Fuck.
And then I
That
fucking.
to be fair, that was the first time that we have all played pool together.
I've been playing pool with Brian from work, and I'm getting better. I actually pulled off a 90-degree fucking cut today,
Dude.
and I actually sunk it. I don't know how I did it. I felt so proud, and then
Mind
he
you,
beat
you
my
I
ass.
guys
want to
have
do
no
that
idea
again,
how much
just to
alcohol
go
we
and play
consumed
pool
before you
so
went on
bad.
stage. Like, we are so non. And you gotta think, like, you got shock rock and metal fans here, so when we were like, oh,
Shock
you,
rock, bitch. I'm gore hop.
gore hop, like,
And
if
you
you're
made
like, oh,
both
there's a
of those
U2
terms up.
cover band, we were like,
Fuck
what
off,
can
baby.
we, what can we do to pass the time? Oh,
LSP, Lyrical Stuff Productions. Look them the fuck up.
Alright, I promise to not do that tomorrow.
Alright, cool. Sounds good. Have a good day.
but like, we have consumed, like, I have like,
It's gonna be schlock rock.
You can only create every song while fucking schlackered.
You have to be partial German because Schlacker does mean butchered.
alright,
They'll figure it
so.
God.
Holdfast whiskey has been a thing. Have we answered all? Oh, so your favorite song to write as a band? Like the one song that you guys wrote, and you're like, wow, I had a lot of fun. And I know it's going to be different between Dave and Cole, so it's a two-part
Yeah,
question.
we didn't ask that question last time.
Yeah, except Cole went
Corey's
like
being
this.
too much.
Cole went this to Dave, and Dave went, Kevin, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, because Corey was so fucked up. He tried asking that question after his tirade. Bro, I love you, but you need to calm down.
You guys have the floor. Whoever wants to start first, go.
Oh, I can't
Remember,
do
he
that.
has a
Copyright
6 minute
strike.
timer, man. 6 minutes.
Oh yeah, fuck, I forgot. 6 minutes. That's about the same time as Jeopardy.
6 minutes. 6 minutes.
Till
6 minutes, don't take it wrong.
midnight.
Started?
No. Oh, I closed the app. I'm
God.
fucking stupid.
Come on,
Alright, I'm
Mason,
back into
we're
it.
wasting time.
I'm back into it.
It's
All
gonna
right.
be 7:50 by the time.
Alright.
Ready? And go.
So it depends on how you frame the question. Are you talking about how the favorite song that the current lineup wrote together? Are you talking about any lineup in history?
Oh wow, fucking Mr. Improv here with fucking F-Thans.
You asked me for a 6-minute answer. This is how you get it.
You're the one who
hold
said
on,
you
hold
needed
on,
6
hold on.
minutes to answer.
I'm gonna put this into perspective. You asked a teacher,
He's the one
A
who said give me at
question.
least 6 minutes to answer.
and you expect him not to make questions out of your question?
Well,
Th-
this
that's
bitch
fine.
paid.
When the fuck?
Hey,
Yo,
stop
no,
making
no,
sense over
Shut
there.
the fuck up. Unlike you, she paid attention in high school.
He's doing it
All right,
on
Cole, what was your
purpose.
favorite song to write?
Oh, it's still on Dave.
It is. The timer is paused. until
Cole's
he
like,
opens-
I don't wanna
No,
answer
no,
this.
shut the fuck up. The timer's paused.
Okay, Dave.
His timer is paused until he opens his mouth again.
So I come back to two answers. The one is a song like Black Irish Sons because it was new and exciting, and we had all of the juice of a brand new musical project. And so everybody tossed in on that. We were drinking, having a good time in the writing sessions. Like, it was golden age, the times we will remember in my life, moments that the band, will keep as a part of the lore. But then there's also
Smells like pretzels.
there's also a song like Last of the Rebels where, coming also back to our conversation from an hour ago, where that song was one snippet of a musical idea, one lyrical idea that happened to work together, where I had this musical idea, the main banjo riff, I had just figured it out, or I'd written, come up with it and put it in my memory banks and would play it after practice. And it caught Cole's ear one day, and he said, "Oh, that would work for this lyrical idea I have." And so we put those two ideas together, and then Parks heard it and said, "Well, here's what I think the drums would do." And that's when Andy was in the band, and Andy was like, "Well, here's what the guitar's going to do, and let me come up with a guitar solo." And he comes up with my favorite moment on any Holdfast album ever, which is that moment where he leaps off the edge of the cliff over the musical silence and lands on the other side with his fucking bend in the guitar solo in Last of the Rebels. Like, what
Probably
Andy...
one of the biggest standout moments on that
Yeah,
album.
it's
too.
my favorite moment from any album, and it has nothing to do with me. But my riff, my riff connected with Cole's lyrical idea, connected with Michael's drum part, and everything built from there, and put the foundation together to allow Andy to put that epic guitar solo on top. So I think that's my answer.
All right, Cole. What was your favorite song to write?
Damn, has 3 minutes to spare.
Damn, you're good.
All right. 3 minutes for
Well, I could, we could talk about.
No, you said you only need a minute.
We could talk about the music theory behind what's going on there.
I'm too stupid.
Don't
to
even
know
talk
that.
music theory. People are like, oh man, yeah, rudiments of music theory. My God, I'm just fucking.
Just
playing.
like-
It sounds good.
Just like I made the joke last time about fucking Metalocalypse Death Clock. I don't know how to read music. Yeah, I just play when it sounds good.
Yeah.
So Cole, go ahead.
Cole, I know you gotta have a song that you absolutely love writing.
So I actually had to answer this question this morning. So Sorry, Heather, if you're watching this tomorrow morning.
Sounds like it's shafted.
I actually had to answer this question for Heather this morning, and I actually took it in this direction. My favorite experience writing a song was Prodigal Son.
That is a good one.
Yeah, Heather's been doing a series of posts about each member of the band's favorite songs, and I'm coming up here in the next day or two. But I really enjoyed how that song came together because it started out with me writing a song and not knowing what the chords were and having to come to Dave and say, Dave, what are the chords? Like, am I right? Am I wrong? Which direction does it go? And then we got into building the song and figuring out what we wanted to do with the song. And as a band, as we started to figure out what the song was, everybody really had a lot of input put into how that song slowly came together. And in the end, the way that song has like a slow build to a crescendo, the way it drops out, a lot of the production decisions that happened in the studio, it wasn't one person, it was multiple people making multiple decisions and giving multiple contributions to make that song come together. That's my favorite moment. I feel like that moment, I feel like that song is the song that's the gateway to where we are going. Like, where we were able to take multiple ideas and put them together and build them into a composition that is really fully structured.
Sweet. So now I'm going to counter that question. The worst song. The song that took the most to
I
push
think
out.
you actually asked that on the last episode, but
I don't think we got an answer.
Yeah, because I'm
directly.
pretty sure you were just going full blown shut the fuck up mode. At
Yeah,
that point.
you were full blown shut the fuck up mode, and Cole was cleaning
The
my
song
mouth.
that what?
The song that didn't fall well, the worst song to write that took so much effort that maybe you feel it didn't have.
Well, I think my answer is easy. My answer is the version of Curse of the Drinking Class you'd ever heard. There's a reason we scrapped it.
You know, I think I now remember you saying that once before already now.
Yeah, because he did.
You said we're not
in
gonna
the middle of
fucking hear
his, Kyle, shut the fuck up. Josh, shut the fuck up. Kevin, shut the fuck up. Answer. Bree, shut the fuck up. Mason, shut the fuck up. That's become one of my favorite things to say to people
I
at
don't
work.
think I got a
I'm not gonna lie.
single
No,
shut
no,
the
Bree,
fuck up.
Bree, shut
No,
the fuck
he
up.
never
That
shut the
episode.
fuck up, Bree.
I did not get a single shut
Hey,
the fuck
Bree,
up.
Bree, I don't
got
care. Shut the fuck
I got
up.
the complete opposite. Y'all shut the fuck up.
So
Bree,
Dave,
finish
Dave's
what
is
you
It's
said.
been
I
become,
wasn't a part of it.
Fuck you.
it's become one of my favorite things to say at work. While I'm at work,
Yeah.
I'm like working on my computer. And someone comes like, "Hey Mason, I need something." Shut the fuck up! I'm doing something.
Alright,
Hey Mason, I need
so
this. Shut
Dave,
the fuck up. I'm
Dave's is
working.
the original version of Curse and Drink. Did you struggle with anything lyrically when
I'm
you were
gonna-
writing?
I'm gonna take a song. I'm gonna bend your question a little bit, and I'm just gonna say
Bend it and break it.
Oh.
I'm gonna bend your question a little bit, and I'm just gonna say that the song that I am least satisfied with, even though this song I enjoy playing it live, I love playing it, I love everything it represents, and I love that it's our first video that we actually attempted to do. I am not satisfied with the final version of Silver Shamrock.
Really?
I felt like it could have been more.
I feel like that's a fucking fantastic song.
But
Nah, I
what?
think there's elements to that song that
What
I
is
feel
it?
like I feel like it could have been fuller. I feel like there were decisions that we made in the studio and we kind of rushed it, and we could have made a better version if we had a little more time with it.
So what if in a later album you guys did like a Silver Shamrock Part 2 or some newer rendition of it? To
What is this?
like-
Metallica's
It'll probably be a
Unforgiven?
kick-ass live version eventually
Mason,
on
shut
the
the fuck
Hold
up.
Fast 10-year anniversary live album.
But, you know, to answer...
I think that's a fantastic song, though. And maybe, again, it might be because I listened past the lyrics. Musically, I think it's great. Is there something in the lyrics that you felt like you could have done more? Because I think it passes the message of... It passes a good message of having a good time. enjoying yourself, and even if you have no money, you can still enjoy yourself with your friends.
Yeah,
you can have a great time.
I don't think I'm speaking to my lyrical work. I just think I'm speaking to what we chose to do and record.
So you feel like there could have been more?
I think we could have done more for it. Yeah.
It being an underdog.
I don't think
answer.
I don't think it quite achieved what I expected it to be.
So what you put lyrically didn't achieve what you thought it could achieve.
No, I think what we did as a band didn't quite achieve what I thought we should have, what we could have done with it.
Also, I apologize if that was a little too personal. I know that's
To answer Bree's question, though, it's a dream that we have entertained over the last couple of months is, if we ever get signed to a major label, or even a punk label like Epitaph or Hellcat, if we ever get signed to an actual label, the first thing we're going to ask them is to give us the budget to re-record the first 2 albums, and to correct some of the mistakes we made or expand some of the areas we could have expanded.
I will hold on to the CDs and then let people pirate them.
That might not be the best use of our creative time, but again, that's just a dream that we've entertained.
I think that's a personal criticism, though. I feel like you can always do better than what you've done the first time around, especially when you come into it. And you guys definitely came into it and you're like, yeah, we're going to be like Celtic punk. I think coming this time around, knowing you guys really, like, you've already admitted that you're not directly that genre. I do see where you're coming from with that, because you can be like, well, we can have a totally different tone, a totally different style to this. We can make all these songs more us to who we are now versus who we were then. I don't think that there would be a huge tonal shift in the music, but I do think compared to your live shows, there would be more pep. So there would be a little more spice with every song.
So this is a good segue back to where we were before we took the off-ramp into Mason's Feet. Which
Damn,
is,
I knew I could
They
get
are
back.
sexy and they sell well.
which is that, all this talk about the creative process aside, we are who we are in any given moment. And so who we were in 2017 and 2018 is reflected in our first album. Who we were in 2018, 19, and 20 is reflected in our second album. And who we're going to be in the last year and the next 2 years is going to be reflected in our third album. And that comes back to not necessarily painting a target on a board before we start, but just like whatever our creative output is in this era, it is what it is. And so all of those observations from the outside about you're not Celtic punk, you're mythic rock. Sure, those 10 songs we put on the last album were. But let's see, I'm not going to paint that target on the board for album 3. I'm just going to put out what comes out.
Yeah.
Because it's not my full-time job. I don't have the luxury of living my life in a recording studio and choosing the 12 best of my 60 ideas. No. The next 12 ideas that come out are going to be the 12 ideas that go on the album. The 12 ideas after that are going to be the 12 ideas that go on that album. We're not going to edit ourselves or censor ourselves or curate anything that we've done, because why? As independent artists, why would you hold something back because it doesn't fit an album? Like, that's just not how the music industry works these days.
One of the underground musicians I listen to, Cody Manson, he released a somewhat rock EP, because he's a horror gore hot rapper, called the Monroe Manson, something like that, EP, and he mixes his rap with like a lot of heavy rock metal kind of aesthetics. You heard me playing it in your car the one day, and how even Kyle asked about who's that? I need to listen to that. So
I think personally that's really what makes modern bands unique compared to, like, and I talked to you after the Creator show last night. Getting to check off those bucket list bands that you've looked up to for years, like Creator, Sepultura, the Black Dahlia Murder for me, like those bands and Gore Guts, those
Charlie Monroe EP. That's what I meant.
So Like, Gorguts, those dudes are in their 50s and 60 years old. They're icons of metal music. And, like, I remember stealing my dad's original cassette tapes when now my dad's like, oh, yeah, I never listened to that shit. Bullshit.
Hey,
I stole all your tapes.
Do you have any more of those left?
I wish I did.
I hate
Like, I hate the fact that I lost that, but really...
my fucking all-in-one player at home has fucking tapes player. You dick.
I think this breaks for a good conversation is we all got introduced to music some way, and that music we got introduced to isn't what we are accustomed to now. Like, those bands back in the day for me were like cutting edge, and like the Black Dahlia Murder being like, so at a time where I was listening to death metal where like big names like Cannibal Corpse, which was all about like the most grungy of grungy stuff. You have bands like the Black Dahlia Murder, which were based in We're based in fantasy and just totally wild and out there. Were really like the inspirations to what made me love music. Like those guys were hyperlining the thread of like what was acceptable in the times, and like even so like Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath, when they started making their music, that was like on the threshold, the edge of what was acceptable by the music society of those times. And to be part of that, for me, it was always super cool to be like out of the loop and like you guys, not in the square. Like, we can do whatever the fuck we want. We don't have to be them. We don't have to be them. I think it's super cool. So
I want to kind of follow up with that. Like, growing up, I kind of followed my dad's footsteps, which is like Metallica, Megadeth, Iron Maiden, Motorhead, shit like that. And from there, I kind of branched out. I found, like, Sepultura, Upon a Burning Body, Heaven Shall Burn, King 810. And then upon finding King 810 and the frontman David Gunn, starting his own rap career as Yavid, is what kind of helped me branch into, like, the rap path. And that's where I found the Juggalo side of shit. The shop rap, the horrorcore. Even though his stuff was, like, mainly just trap gangster rap, because he was just rapping about the things he saw and did while he was in Flint, Michigan, it kind of just helped me flow into my path. So, like, you can start in one path and just flow into another if you can find a connecting bridge somewhere.
I think...
No, let Dave. Let Dave speak.
Nah,
let him go.
I'm going to give it to Dave. Give him 6 minutes. Give him 10 minutes.
Another thread in this whole world of music conversation, I will say, that this brings to mind for me is when I watch YouTube videos of, I guess the best way to describe it would be like pop culture histories of bands and genres. Just the other day, I watched a YouTube video that was like 20 minutes long.
Dog!
Oldest almost had his ankles broken by your goddamn ankle biter. Sorry, Dave.
Fucking Jack Russell.
About Jimmy Eat World and the middle and their legacy in the emo realm, and
oh goddamn, I haven't heard that name in forever.
Right? So you know, it's a whole different story about how I got reminded of the existence of Jimmy Eat World in the last couple weeks. But so I clicked on that video because the middle had come up in my life, and I listened to it again outside of the judgmental mindset I had when I was a teenager and that song came out. But this YouTube video, which I thought was really well done, talking about the history of emo music in the 90s and the history of the band and all of that, you know, they when you talk about music history, you just toss out names and genres like they mean something. And so you have, you know, in discussing the mid-90s emo punk scene, the word scene, whatever the fuck that means, talking about Jimmy Eat World's contemporaries, and tossing out names of bands that nobody has heard in 25 years. So you start to pull the layers back of like, who was that band who actually knew who they were in 1996? Like, where did they actually exist in that scene? And it goes so far as to ask questions about what it means to, like, decide who's a part of that scene. And all that is to come back around to examining the assumptions and the, the judgments behind, like, saying that we're not Celtic punk requires a judgment of what Celtic punk is and who is in that scene. And who gets to decide that? And just, like, stepping back at the 30,000 foot level to ask questions about all of it, about that whole process is, I'm 7 years into a band that other people know. So, like, in 10 years, if somebody's going to talk about Holdfast as a part of the mid-Atlantic Celtic rock scene of the 2020s, like, that's
that guy will.
That's going to be fucking weird.
Fuck you, man. He's not lying. This guy will.
So, and that's going to be fucking weird to hear.
Even
this
Michigan motherfucker.
It's not
shit
wrong
talks
so
flip.
much as it's not wrong so much as it's arbitrary. And we come back around to, like,
It's broken,
you
bro.
can talk about a band
It's
and
just
the
like
doomcore
California.
scene that they came out of and just toss off the name of 5 other bands. But, like, what's the...
Bro, are you creating new genres? Fucking doomcore. I'm in for it.
You're
Doomcore's
telling me
already
there's
a
no
thing.
such thing as doomcore? I call bullshit on you.
Doomcore is actually a thing.
Is it?
I guarantee Doomcore is a thing.
Listen.
I will find a I will find a Doomcore band.
No,
right
point
now.
being... Sorry, Bree.
Go, Dave. Go.
Point being, you can put somebody in that you as a person who decides to have a conversation about this.
Cole, my refrigerator identifies as a male, by the way.
Can put in that basket...
I love you, buddy.
Can put
Wow,
in
what a
that
bully
basket
thing
a
to
band
say.
you saw...
Still gonna put my penis in it.
Go ahead, Bree.
Just watch the baby bottles. And don't
Yeah,
touch
keep-
the milk, please.
Nah, extra protein.
That's it.
So,
Helps and grow bigots.
because I feel like you're super passionate about this. Would you say you're Celtic punk?
Mason, that's for the baby.
That's what I mean. I give the fuck up because what I said was
Would
fuck.
you say Holdfast
Everything
original
you say is
songs
fucked.
are Celtic
That's
punk?
such a bunch.
Cole,
No,
same to you.
Exactly.
I know you're making love to my refrigerator. We'll discuss that at a later date.
Oh, God.
I think
Sorry, Heather.
we have written Celtic punk songs, but I agree that we also have material that doesn't fit that label. So I think it's a yes and.
Oh
Did we
shit.
just make a mess?
Yeah, I spilled all over. I dribbled.
Oh
But-
shit.
but
I got excited at Dave's
had
answer.
a
But
wardrobe
the whole
malfunction.
conversation of genres can be personal and arbitrary.
They actually just released some of their old EPs. I'm gonna listen on the ride home.
Can't. Well, no, fuck off. You're not in the conversation.
Alright, so my whole perspective on it,
Fucking
and
Dave Gunn's the goat.
we haven't had this conversation in full depth, but for somebody like me that's not, that
She
doesn't,
listens to Type O Negative.
shut
and
the
that's
hell up, Mason.
And
Feelings
that's
hurt.
the chaos never goes away. It doesn't matter how much
It
alcohol we
never
drink. It's always
ends.
part of the show.
it. I guess it doesn't smell like fucking pretzels.
I'm sorry, Mason, but it tastes good.
Fuck
It
is
does.
going on?
Fuck that. It smells like goddamn pretzels.
Practicing a new move.
I don't follow all of the different genres the way that Kevin does or anybody else does. I base things off of sound. If it is appealing to me, then I listen to it. I don't need to, no offense, be a dick rider to, oh, it's this genre and this genre and this genre mixed with this one. And look, dude, I like it. It appeals to me. My ears like it. Leave it alone.
All right, non-music ladies.
But it doesn't, and it's not.
But I want to
it's
know what
not-
attracts you to Holdfast. What made you like Holdfast so much? Because there's something
Cole's
that...
vocals.
Oh, damn.
Cole's vocals
That's
is
interesting.
what really...
For those who haven't seen
Grabs.
Cole in the kitchen went...
He be vibing. He be vibing.
That's honestly what it was. And in the start of it, just his vocals are very... not like this. But they're very, like,
Fucking
raspy and...
He
like,
vocal fries.
But here's the thing. To me,
Not Billie Eilish.
I feel like if Ailstorm if the lead singer of Ailstorm had a raspier voice like Cole,
They're a toned-back version of Ailstorm is what they are. If we can get him a
Yeah.
guitar, we're in.
but that's
I love you.
Continue, Bree.
if you want to take his ass
No, no, no.
outside,
No, no,
you know.
don't pay
You want
him
a
no money.
baseball bat?
Don't pay him no money.
I give you
Is
a
this about to be
back,
like
buddy.
the outsider
Finish
scene?
your answer.
You know I have to
Fucking
sleep with
winner.
that, right?
No.
He's
no,
still
no,
putting
no, no,
Cole.
no.
Tell him to be nice.
Finish your answer.
Is he
Don't
going
let him
shut the
derail
fuck
your
up mode
train.
yet?
Hey, don't piss off my buddy, okay?
Fuck you.
But no, Cole's vocal style is
Next
what-
time, Dave can co-sign your goal.
Look out, mate.
It's not Monday yet.
Get fucked.
My credit is quite good.
I mean, to be fair,
Okay,
To be
Cole.
fair.
What do you have to say about
I'm
it?
not done, Cole.
to
Let
be
Bree
fair, our official bio clearly states
I tried.
that we mix elements of Irish folk, Celtic punk, and pirate rock.
And you
Sure.
fit in all of those categories very well. Now, meshing them together,
I feel like they can be
Is-
undefined.
Bro, you
Hold
still have
fast.
But
What
here's-
genre? Undefined.
You still have JP Windsor left?
Yeah, it's yours,
it's
bro.
been in the freaking bottom of the
He just got
refrigerator
real
for
excited and like
months.
bounced up and down.
Oh
He
my
said,
god.
"You've got left, and it's his."
I buy it for him because he loves old fashioned.
Nice and-
What the fuck?
That was the 10-minute timer for him, and I got out there and I forgot.
Oh,
Give
dear
my fucking
God.
phone.
Trying to close it. Cole, have you had that?
Yeah.
It's fucking. He loves it.
It works.
So
It works. It's better than Rock and Rise, old fashioned. 100%.
I just
All right,
wanna-
back to what we were talking about.
Like, you can hate it all you want.
So I just want to point out what another part of this entire conversation that I find interesting is the arbitrary nature of the definition of genres, where you can talk about a scene that a band came from, and inevitably, when you talk about the scene that they came from, you're gonna list out 3 or 4 other bands that were in that scene, right?
ICP,
That's just a trope.
Twist.
But I
ICP Twisted Low Key. Fight
That's
me.
a trope of the
But I
conversation.
can't put you guys
No.
in with the other
I
two.
don't.
Now wait.
This has nothing to do with Hold Fast. This is a meta commentary about
All right.
the conversation. I enjoy the trope of lumping a band that made it in with 4 other bands that didn't in a scene, in a particular scene, because that means that someday somebody is going to say about Blind Accuracy that they came out of the central punk scene that includes Ford the River and Hold Fast. Like everybody else who knows who Blind Accuracy is should know who Ford the River and Hold Fast are.
Yeah.
Like it's that whole conversation of like, oh, if I want to make it known, speak to my tribe that I know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna name drop all of these underground bands that never made it.
Me and Kevin are
I
gonna
just-
trap right here.
I just find it. I just find that part of the conversation fascinating.
So that's just basically saying the same thing for the Big Four.
Here's
Everybody
some-
knows what the Big Four is.
Right, but like,
It's
weird,
they're
though,
classified
like,
in
you
the
guys
same
are-
category, so therefore everybody knows.
but at the same time, when you talk about where Dropkick came from, if you name drop 3 other mid '90s Boston punk bands that never got anywhere, like map
Well,
their experience onto us as people who have day jobs and just make music because we like to. That makes us seem, or it makes those bands seem bigger than they actually are. Like to just say they were a part of the scene is itself
It depends on how deep you
an
dig.
honorarium that might not exist to the person who was there.
Yeah, it depends on how
I
deep
just
you
wanna
dig
say
into the
that I-
genre.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you guys are like, we own the fact that we're not in a square, and we're gonna fucking keep it that way.
Because we make the music we make. It doesn't matter. We don't shoot for a target. Like we follow the muse where it takes us, and we go wherever that is.
And I have to say that I respect the hell out of that because everybody now seems like they're so concerned about being
part of
in
the
this
scene.
box and being in this certain genre, and you don't need to do that.
Hell,
You need to be true to yourself. That is what matters. If you guys stop
remember-
being yourself and you start putting out things that are going to, oh, well, this person's doing this, so we have to jump on that train. No, you don't have to do that. Is that going to get you views and, get you a little farther? Possibly, but that's also putting you in a box with all these other chaotic messes that you don't need to be a part of. Nobody needs to put you in a box. You can put yourself in your own box if that's what you guys want.
well, I was
But
gonna say,
if you guys want to be your own chaos and do your own thing, do it. That's the
Chaoscore.
thing. That's
No,
that's the thing that bothers me right now with music is everybody is so fucking concerned with being in the same fucking box that they don't need to be in.
I was gonna say,
like-
Hollow. From when
There's
we
no
did that, when we
reason.
did that little bullshit episode about, hey, find a new artist you like, Hollow. He's been in the scene. He's an underground horrorcore rapper who does acid rap along with his horrorcore, shock rap, gore hop vocals. He's been around for like 7 years. He only has like 13 or so followers, and he's just keep changing his shit up, and it just sounds great because it still follows.
But he's staying true to himself.
Yeah,
that's what
it
matters.
follows his true
But
kind
it's
of
funny
following.
because to call him a member of a scene seems insane to me as a local independent artist. To
Oh, he
think
ain't
that
local. He's from Texas.
No, but I'm saying to think that
In
someday, somebody is going to talk about us in the context of another artist as a way to contextualize the scene they came from. To say that they were a part of the mid
Which one of you
2020s.
fucking threw coke in the bottle? I can smell that shit.
Not me, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
Someone's dying.
Yeah.
But continue.
What the hell is going on with you?
I don't know. I've been
Are
drinking.
you still high?
Also, where's
Probably
Aria?
that, and I've been drinking since like fucking 2 in the afternoon,
Where do you
so
think
that's
she
not
is?
here or there.
I
Continue, Dave.
No, it's
personally, I think bands who like Holdfast, who refuse to be in a box, are probably the most influential to me because they don't give a fuck about their sound. They care about what comes together as a group.
Well, that's what I mean with Hollow.
There's a
like,
lot.
His acid rap, like it's a lot of like kind of like holy, like you put holes here and here and there, and chunky bits of the rap and the heavy like bass lines here and there, and that's kind of gives him his own feel. Cause like I've listened to other horrorcore rappers, and it's like they all kind of follow, as you said, the same kind of sounds. He throws his own handful of bass boost, bass drop, kind of silent here with like lines, kind of sound and noise. And that's what I like about him, because he's in that box, but he's in a far corner of the box in his own world.
Welcome, Latch. I know you are West Coast. We are hosting our friends from Holdfast again. We have Cole and Dave. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Hi,
But-
Taco Man.
Taco Man, yeah. Most of the time he's making
It's
food like
okay.
I
She's from like Lancaster. She don't know how to speak.
But I
Man,
personally,
you know how to speak. You just said Lancaster. It's Lancaster.
Hey,
Thank you.
I'm from Perry County. We're dumb.
But
We're
personally-
literally-
Fucking uncultured
Hey, Mason.
swine.
we're from.
Get
Let's
fucked.
say
Hey,
Lancaster.
Mason. Get fucked.
Alright, I'll be back.
Yes.
He tried,
so
he tried to call out how fucking uncouth somebody else was and revealed his own uncouth.
Yo, I'm from fucking Perry County. We don't know how to speak out there. We all we know is hunting and tweeze.
Don't worry, Ruby. He can't hurt you.
So I want to bring up
I
something
mean, I'm on the same boat
that
as you, Lancaster.
it might be. It's definitely more important.
Plasma
to me.
caster.
But I'm not.
But
from
how do you guys
Pennsylvania,
feel
so-
about people who are outside of your genre trying to get in? Do you feel like there's more space in where?
Yeah, but what does it
Fast
define
Fest-
genre for them?
That's not for us to decide.
What's a
Why?
defined
I don't
genre
care.
for them?
Yeah.
Why
Because
do we
it's not
still-
for us.
There's
That
different.
answer is
It's
what
not
the
for
answer
us
I
to
was looking
decide.
for. So, and coming back to
AKA
your,
Kevin wouldn't shut the fuck up until he hears what he wants to hear.
no,
As
because-
per fucking usual.
no,
Mason.
because it comes down to, and back to what Dave was saying originally, metal has a fuck ton of gatekeeping that is absolutely unnecessary.
Yeah.
Where people who are in lower subset genres, like Holdfast, who really doesn't have one, they fall in Celtic punk, they fall in Celtic folk rock, they kind of float wherever the song takes them. And you can go from point A to point B following through their albums. Metal is like you're either A or you're B, but you can't be in the middle because that's fucking bullshit. And you can't fucking fall in that genre. And my last band that I had before I left music fell apart that way. Because a lot of people weren't accepting of a new style or another band stepping into that genre. They're like, no, you can't do that. That's
No.
their thing.
We feel like you know, this may not be exactly what you're looking for, but this is what it made me think of was, you know, whatever kind of lineup we're in, like we don't care if it's like an all Celtic punk lineup.
I mean, your lineup
And-
for
and it's
Love Drafts
people-
was variety.
And it's
Yeah.
people that came out for Celtic punk. We don't care if that's the kind of lineup we're in, or if it's more of a variety lineup, like you said, where like you know, going back to Blind Accuracy, like we want some crossover between the bands. Like if you came to see us because you're like, Hold Fast, they're Celtic punk and they're fucking awesome. I want you to show up and see Blind Accuracy and be like, these fucking guys are awesome too, even though they're not Celtic punk. Like, we want to promote.
Their last
Like,
set was
music
fucking
is more
amazing.
important.
They was.
Yeah.
They was. Corey, we love you. I'm gonna bully you,
But
I love
music,
you.
music is more important. Like, we've created all these, like, we've spent so much time tonight talking about boxes and fitting people into boxes and everything, and it's not just what we do with music, it's what we do with people. And ultimately, at the end of the day, there's 6 of us in the room right now, and we all love music. And not just one kind of music. Like, all different kinds of music. And really, that's what it all comes down
One
to.
of my most obscure favorite genres is what I brought up earlier. Literally Slavic hard bass. I love that shit. Just the high beat techno shit just makes me happy, makes me want to move.
So the show that you were like,
Cool.
man, I would go,
Yeah,
but it's
good
too
story.
heavy for me. There was a band called
You guys won't follow any of the ones I
What
listen
were
to.
Devourment-
They speak pure Russian. I don't know what the fuck they're saying.
the band that was in what the hell were the Slavic hard bass band?
Extermination.
Extermination.
Domination.
Extermination, Dismemberment.
Dismemberment, yes.
They
yes,
were
Dismemberment.
they were like a hardcore slam metal band, but it was really cool because every breakdown they would hit was like a techno.
No. There's only one song that did it.
Most of their songs, if you listen to their
Oh,
music,
you listen
yeah,
to it. There's a slow build-up of it
like
into their
Slavic
breakdown.
techno hard bass, and it was cool because I appreciated it because most of the metal kids were like, "Oh, we're gonna throw down," and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" Yeah, like whole ass rave music, and people were like, "This doesn't belong here."
It was great. I
I-
enjoyed the fuck out of it. I hate the rest of you for not liking it.
Can I generalize?
Go
for
ahead.
a moment? Start the 6-minute timer.
Oh, fucking Christ.
No, you're unlimited at this point.
So here's a worldview that I don't necessarily ascribe to, but I recognize it exists. It's one of those there are 2 types of people in the world types of worldviews. And I think it might explain a lot of these divisions that we've been talking about.
Oh, they're people sick in the head and they need to be sent to the sun?
No.
Oh, damn. Oh, I was hoping that was the easy solution.
Mason, shut up. Dave is talking. Shut up.
Teacher drunk Dave will allow you to finish before he begins again.
I'm gonna get the middle finger
Just
out
so
of my
you know,
toes.
he's probably wondering where the yardstick is right now, and I only got aluminum sticks. I hope that counts.
I mean, I got a snake hook that can easily reach up his ass.
Joke's on Eli. I've been through hell and back. I'll fight.
I think there is a difference. I'm not saying... I'm not staking my entire worldview on this distinction. So I'm not saying that I believe this black and white. But I think there is a distinction in the world of musicians between the musicians who want to create and the musicians who want to recreate. And the musicians who want to recreate are the gatekeepers of the metal genre matrix. And the musicians who want to create are the musicians who cannot be put into those boxes in the matrix.
I'm not even gonna. I don't even have anything to say on that.
Says the man.
I mean,
Says,
I
if you like
agree,
Metallica,
and
you're
I
not a
also
metalhead.
disagree.
Says the man.
Because
Says
the way
no.
most bands can actually
David.
come up.
Hold on. Josh is
Most
interjecting
bands,
for the first time.
at least
all
in
night.
the metal genre, most bands that come up fall into a primary category to get started, but once they do feel their groove and find where they want to belong, that's when they branch out.
By the way, you're
and then they
confusing
don't
me.
sound
I
what
hardly
they
listen
used to
Metallica.
sound like.
Bro,
So
how
there's
hard
an
you shit
agreement,
on
but
them
also disagreements because you're
before
not going to just
72
be
seasons.
the one category
Before
the entire
72
time
seasons.
if you follow your own.
You were probably
path.
fucking
And
flaming.
I think that
as much
speaks
as
well
me
to
using the
musicians who are able to
the
transition from one
GT
to the
word.
other.
which is
You were as
very
full
uncommon for
Metallica as much
most
as I use that
Yeah.
word.
because I would say they get
Ian,
used
I'm
like a
talking
writer
about, like,
block or
fucking-
just they lose
I
their
brought
creativity.
up Master of
because
Puppets,
they
and you
become
were, like, hateful
self-conscious.
towards that album.
Yeah, and I think it comes back
Personally, I
to
feel like
some folks
I
want
You're
to
mid,
put themselves
but
in a
I
box
feel
for
like
one
I'm
reason
mid.
or
I
another.
Nowadays.
feel like
What Kevin mentioned a couple hours ago about the two auditions he has coming up, where somebody's going to say to him, "I want you to sound like this."
You were full hate.
What that means is they are not confident enough in their creativity
And that's
to
Right.
adjust to what he brings.
Right.
They have decided ahead of time, this is what I want, this is what I'm capable of, this is what I'm going to sound like. So I need you to fit into this box so that I can be comfortable.
Review fucking up a boy.
I almost wonder, and it's because.
Oh shit, she has a branch, you wonder? I'm trying to die.
In a
He's
second,
trying
this
to
glass will be
fucking
empty,
die
clearly,
tonight.
if you promise.
Even
you
Cole's
don't
like,
temple.
bro, you're gonna die.
I'm a cockroach, I'm gonna live.
Mind you, I feel bad because every Holdfast show she's missed is because she's been home with the baby. Like the last time we seen you guys, where it was.
I am mom. What do you expect?
You guys played the art exhibit.
She ain't wrong,
And there was
though.
no drummer. I was like sending her pictures and like little videos. She's like, "Stop sending me shit and just enjoy yourself. I'm not happy. I'm not there." I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, well, here's why. Because all the fucking cool shit happens when I'm not there.
Sharing whiskey with us, yeah.
Like, they
Damn,
went
we
to...
got
Don't even
Was it
talk
last,
about
last
week.
Friday? They
Yep.
went to go see Humanity Decayed and Ingested and all this shit. And I'm like... and he's sending me clips and coming home and telling me about, like,
What?
how awesome it was. And all
Yo, it
these
was only
chicks
two
were
this time.
there. And they were, like, lashing out and doing their thing and stuff. And I was like, motherfucker, I could have been there. Like, I could have actually got... But I play the mom. And we've talked about this, Dave.
Mhm.
But
I'm dying.
it's a hard situation.
You'll be alright.
Alright, cool.
But it's a situation
I'll
that makes the
reassure you
most
you're
sense
cockroach.
right now.
Oh, shit.
And it has
Holy.
positives and negatives. The negative is that I feel selfish for not being able to go to those shows and being a part of those experiences but at the same time, I don't want to miss time with Lou. And Lou, legitimately, today was running in and out of the living room to the kitchen, moshing.
Yeah,
Whole
like
hot-
hands
whole
flailing. in the
Hands
air.
flailing, like banging her head around, and she's not even 2.
I sneeze so hard. I'm
But-
dizzy.
She. That's a whole nother thing. I'm getting off topic. Sorry. So, he was playing. What's their band called?
One of the bands I'm trying out for?
Not Slumlord. The other one.
Thrashstick.
Okay, them. He was playing some of their songs and trying to get a gist of how to play for them and stuff like that. And between listening to their actual track with their current drummer and listening to the way that he interprets things, you're going to have differences. You're not going to have people that are, again, inside of this box. This whole thing about being in a box is bullshit. And that's coming from somebody that knows absolutely nothing about music, period. Like,
I used to
don't
sleep
know
in a
anything-
box.
And I think that speaks to the folks who want to do the sorting are the ones who have the insecurities where they cannot cope with something that doesn't sort.
And
Oh, damn.
and
Kevin
it's funny
smoked a lot of
because
copium.
being with somebody like Kevin that
All
does
he does is
not
fucking
easily
copium.
conform and does not fit in a specific box.
I fit in a box.
If y'all don't shut up about fitting in a goddamn box, I'm
I
gonna
really-
fucking cut
The
you
first
all
time
up
I said
and
something,
put
shut the
y'all
fuck
in a
up.
box.
Joke's on you.
Personally,
you need a bigger
I-
box than
I
me.
hate-
What's in the box?
I hate being.
What's in the box? What's in the
Like,
box?
So she has got to hear.
Not
me-
your dick, cause it ain't big enough.
So she has heard me go from like starting to learn what the original drum beats were for Hold Fast to
No,
what I have.
no, I've heard it before then.
But
We've
she.
been together for 12 years. I have listened to
But-
you do Metallica, Megadeth, your own stuff, Celtic stuff, back to death metal drumming, and everything. I have listened to everything. And everything that I have ever heard you play, and this is in no way, shape, or form me trying to hype you up or anything.
There's no
You
hype for me.
can literally fucking play
I'm pretty sure.
anything. Shut up.
I'm pretty sure you used the
You
term
shut
anything
up.
and everything with Oreos the last weekend.
You know what?
So, I
If
take
you
that with a
don't
grain of
fucking
salt.
Stop! I swear to God.
We're about to be another member short via death. Dave, how do you feel about hiding a body in a hole? I know you want to put.
The joke's on you.
I know you had.
I'm the one that knows the pig forms are.
I'm not saying
It's just
anything on
Pennsylvania,
camera.
man.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. For me, like she's saying, it's a personal voice. Like when at the first conversation I had with you guys, I'm like, look, if you ever need anything, I'll buy a drum kit. That night, I ordered this. I was like, I'm gonna fucking learn this shit.
Yes,
He was
he
a
did.
joke.
And then I had.
No, shut the fuck up. At the day of the art gallery, when he made that quip, he literally called her up.
I was
Please
like,
don't
I
be
fucked
mad.
up.
Please
Yeah,
don't
he
be
did.
mad.
I was like, I fucked up.
He's like, I love you. Don't be mad at me. And I'm like, what the fuck did you
And the
do?
best part, no, David, the best part is he blamed me and Josh for not stopping
I
him.
did. They didn't stop me. You didn't stop me.
Why am
But
I
you
gonna?
know what?
You
Hold
know
on.
this man has
Hold on.
had
I was
opportunities
told. I was
to
told.
stop
Well,
me
here's- well, I'm
from
gonna
buying
say-
computer
You're a grown
parts.
fucking man. That's
Fuck
a you
him.
problem.
They could have stopped me. They could be like, bro, you have no shot. Don't even try. But they
To
didn't.
be
They were
fair,
like, no.
You are a grown man.
He put his own self
Get
in that
fucked.
same. No,
I'm
there's
sorry
no
for
fair.
not being an
He put his own self in that same situation.
I think if there's anything
There's
that
no
we,
beef
that we tried to teach you from the last time we were here to now, it's that You are responsible for your actions.
Exactly.
Own
And-
that shit.
Wow,
And
damn!
now-
It's
and now
the
there's
same.
two
Let's
drugs
do
It's
it
the
again.
same fucking shit.
I'm not doing it again. I already got
This is
two
like the
kids.
Lion
Yeah,
King.
you're
It's
not.
the
You're
same
damn right.
circle
You're
of
not
life.
doing it again.
It's the same fucking shit I said on that card ride home.
Jesus.
Well, damn, that's a fucking you problem.
Man's got three
It is.
fucking
It is
electric
a.
guitars.
It is a
and
me
he's like,
problem.
I'm not a guitarist.
I'm not a guitarist. I'm a
Why do you have so
guitarist.
much Shit.
I'm
Look,
basic.
I love you,
You're a special
and I
artist.
respect the hell out of you for being yourself and being original, and not conforming to a fucking bar.
She put up with me for 2 months learning Holdfast songs on repeat. So
Yeah,
if anybody
and
knows
then you
your
know
music,
what happened? And then you know what happened? Our daughter got addicted to listening to this man with a man bun on the edge of our couch.
Sipping on a fucking.
But yet,
boss-ass
mean mugs
five.
him the second he comes in the house.
Weird. That's weird, man.
I just got called out. Latch said I need an intervention.
For what?
Bro, I need an intervention for
You
3
need to-
years.
hold
No one
on,
had fucking
hold
help
on.
Based on
me.
your
Look,
past
Latch, I need
intervention.
more specifics on what the intervention's for.
I think the intervention is honestly my passion for music. Like,
But there's nothing.
I will
there
have
is
you fucking
nothing-
know, I had to go to AA for my DUI, and I have 3 coins from them. Suck my dick.
And you're still
And
an
you still
alcoholic,
passed
so none of that shit
intervention.
helped you.
Doesn't matter. Fuck 'em.
yeah, at least he doesn't wake up and be like, "I need beer now." Wait, you're not gonna give me alcohol? Fuck
No,
you.
he-
No, I'm
He
never
piss-
like that.
he
I wake
pisses
up like, I
first.
need water. I need water fucking now before anything else.
But seriously,
Pisses
like,
first and then he
I
grabs
respect
beer.
the fact that you do not conform and you do your own thing, and
if I
You
ever had
just-
to cover for them guys, they're gonna be like, "Why the fuck is he adding double bass to Gangway? Stop it!"
you didn't play them that rendition that you fucking did today, did you?
Getting away.
You need to.
Oh,
fucking-
no.
Hold on. He
So-
actually played.
I played it for her for the first time. I did
And
it.
it was
so.
it sounded really fucking good.
So you
and
know
it
the
wasn't
beginning of Gangway
overkill.
has that tom fill, and it has that like fill in. So I was like, dude, that's a missed opportunity. You can carry that into the song. So Gangway,
He's
and I was
on
like,
this.
oh man, it's good. And she's like, did you fucking seriously add double bass to Gangway? I was like, yeah, is it bad? She's like,
No.
it was almost like it was meant to be there. I'm like, welcome to my voice.
He's done this in front of me.
He does this all the time, and
He's-
it's funny because a lot of the time, I'm going to.
He's
play-
fucked in the head. Take him
Get
back
the
to the
right-
manufacturer. Get him resetted.
No, it's part of
No!
being a musician. I have
Here's-
a voice,
here's
and
the
I'm like,
thing.
they
We
could
tried
do
that
Here's
this.
the
with you,
thing.
Mason.
You can't reset him.
No! Dave is in here! Mavis,
What happened?
Dave went in the kitchen and Mavis didn't approve.
You fucking.
Maybe.
And all of our
Yes!
listeners
Stop
have gone
starting
deaf.
Stop
Get
starting
My
fucked.
double bass pattern for Gangway in the verses is
You're breaking shit.
and it's all just a constant double bass pattern that follows the boom 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 boom. And I was like, it was one of those things where I was like, well, it carries to the tom and then it goes to the bass, but it goes away. But if I add an extra eighth note on the kick, it stays there. And for me, so one thing that I've noticed with Hold Fast is staying within phrasing is not a thing that they do. Like if you listen to any Hold Fast song, you're like, oh yeah, there's phrasing. There's not phrasing. Take the drums away from it, and phrasing is a fucking existence of whatever you think it is. Which I think it honestly makes fucking Hold Fast one of the greatest bands locally that we have, is because it doesn't matter who you put in the band. The phrasing is going to be different, but the song is going to be just as epic. And that was one of the things, like, with Gangway, like, carrying the floor tom beat, the original beat from the song, so which comes in and comes in fade, and then adding that to the kick into the main beat, it doesn't change the phrasing at the time, but it adds to the definition of the song. And that's always been my thing, and anywhere I've gone, it's always to add more volume to what was originally written. It's not for me to rewrite what was there, it's for me to take what was done add my voice and more volume and make it more impactful. So, like, being a metal drummer, I'm like, well, shit, you can add double bass to this. And I'm like, wow, I can add more phrasing on the kicks, I can add more phrasing on the hi-hats. So, like, you've had this fiction with me doing Gentlemen's and Roads. So, I turned that into, like, the nastiest. So, like, the beginning of the song, I've cut out all the original fills, and it's like a super choppy jazz. Like, on the hi-hats, it's got 30-second eighth notes. And then it doesn't bridge back to the fills into the and it follows through that whole thing. But I added so much to it phrasing-wise, but it never changed anything because I stayed within the time signature.
Mm-hmm.
Which, when I brought it up to you last episode, you're like, yeah, there's really no phrasing here. It's all, like, the time signature for Gentlemen's and Rogues goes from, like, a basic 1/4 to, like, a 30-second hi-hat chop into, like, a 16th note, like, standard beat. And for the longest time, I was like, I need to learn it. Dave told me to learn it. And I was like, I fucking give up on learning this. I'm gonna be me. And the first time I played it with, like, through the PAs without my earphones in, she was like, holy shit. It's like, you did that so good. I'm like, it's because I finally stopped focusing on what was done and what was written and just said, I need to be me, put me into this.
You stopped trying to be Michael Parks.
Yeah, I stopped trying to be Michael Parks, and honestly, I stopped trying to be Holdfast, and I just said, I'm going to be me.
Yeah.
I'm going to play what feels right to me. And to you guys, like, if I were to play it for you guys through full volume, you'd be like, oh shit, that sounds weird, but if you were to bring all the instruments into it, you'd be like, wow, it actually fits. But, and the box is bullshit, because I bring that metal box into what Holdfast is. I got weird chops, I got weird fills, but I refuse to leave the pocket, which Gentlemen's and Rogues does not have, but I created a pocket in... It doesn't Dave,
No, it does not.
It doesn't have a pocket.
Agree. 100% agree.
It doesn't have a pocket, but here's the thing. I was able to create a pocket for myself based off fills. So I was able to say, so in Gentlemen's and Rogues, if you go back and listen to it, there's a whole snare fill in Gentlemen's and Rogues that's part of, like, almost the key beginning of the song after the chord beat. Yeah. That changes almost drastically. If you go back and listen to it, and then listen to what I play, you'd be like, that guy's not playing the same song. But if you were to take what I played and mix it with the recording, you'd be like, what the fuck? Like, so I managed to add 30-second and up to 64 quarter notes in it with just adding multiple bounce rolls, double click rolls, that were able to, like, wow, none of these time signatures fit. You're up.
False.
False?
Yes.
X to that.
Well, first off, I don't mean that you're an asshole, but, like...
Yeah, it is.
I know that that song strictly relies on your instruments and the guitar to be the driving force of it. Because if you take drums away, it takes nothing from that particular intro.
You're getting warmer.
So, I feel like... Oh, man. Don't do this to me, Dave. I love you. But every time we talk about this song, you fuck me more.
He likes it.
Fuck you, bitch.
Pretty much.
He likes it really deep.
Man, if you can just thrust it whole force, elbow deep.
Just make sure that the
Let me
spike
know.
is on the inside,
So-
not the outside.
Let me know when you're ready.
Honey, you've watched me learn this song from trying to learn what Michael Parks did and being like, none of this fucking makes sense,
Why
and
did
this
he-
dude tried way too hard.
Why did he write it this way? I don't think it fits.
Hold on.
It
I was
doesn't make sense.
I was pissed. I was listening to just
Yes.
the drum track, and I'm like, why is he,
He
doing
threw
this?
drumsticks.
Yeah, like, I got pissed. Like, there was one point where I fucking whole ass yeeted a drumstick, like, across the room, like, it's fucking stupid! Like, why did they do this?
Here's the secret.
What's the secret?
You're right.
Really?
Yeah.
Get fucked.
I'm done. Fuck you. Go on.
Oh hell yeah! I got another hat to take home.
No, you give me that hat. That's
Nah.
mine.
You
Fuck
threw it on
you.
the floor earlier.
I threw it on the ground, not the
It's
floor.
free
Floor and
fucking.
ground's the same
It's
thing.
free
No, it's
loot.
not.
You know what I hate the most about being right when I think I'm wrong? Dave, I spent so much fucking time being like, I'm wrong. And then to be like, now that you say this, I don't know if I like you more, if I really dislike you a little more than when you got here tonight.
He likes it.
Thank you.
I can live with either.
My hat now, bitch.
He likes it. Give him the goddamn hat
I
back.
don't care.
Really? Am I really right?
Bro, he's asking me like, yo, get back to the dude's life. Nah, it's my hat. It's mine now.
So, Michael Parks took my demo, which I created a full-fledged demo of what
so
the
I think
song.
Cole's dying, or he's tired of us.
Hey Cole, you 11? You dying?
Huh?
Are you tired of us?
No, he be vibing.
Are we
Is he-
banned
is
from
he-
Holdfast
is he
shows
eating
from here on
something?
out?
Is he eating something?
I
Yeah.
think so.
What is he eating?
I'm eating the slice of pizza.
Where the fuck was the pizza? I tried to find a slice 10 minutes ago.
It was
Get
in the
fucked.
oven, bro.
God damn it.
Get
I fucking
fucked.
told you that when you
Yeah.
got here.
And the last time I opened the box on the top of the stove, there was a slice in it.
Hey,
You want a
Kevin.
piece of pizza?
Yes, I do.
Dave.
Tell me
no
why
more
I'm
questions.
fucking right, by the
Interview
way.
over.
Because I'm so mad
Huh?
about it.
Tell them no more questions. Interview's over.
Why?
Time to eat pizza.
Pizza time!
This isn't even
It's
about you.
pizza
It's got
time!
nothing to do with Gentlemen's and Roads. You fucking look up your sports shit and be Cole.
I
Who do you
made
think I am?
few of the most crucial decisions in Gentlemen's and Rose.
Bro, you didn't have shit to do with Gentlemen's and Roads. I don't want to hear it.
Yes,
It's
I did.
pizza time! Everyone eat pizza!
Cole,
Shut
tell
the
me-
fuck up!
Cole, tell me your influence on Gentlemen's and Rogues. Was it the like one chord guitar part?
All right. You know, whenever they break out and like they're like. Then time work. Boop, boop, boop. That boop, boop, boop time work. I told Parks to do that.
You know what's funny? I took that. I turned that into a double bass part. Because I was like, well, it doesn't, like, for me, musically it doesn't fit the toms, but it fit on the kick. And then I fucking, like, halfway through and I'm like, wow, I can do kick and tom. And this whole time I'm like, man, I'm wrong. I've whole ass been putting off recording my version and putting it on the YouTube channel because I felt like I've been wrong the whole time. And for you to tell me I'm right, I'm fucking absolutely livid.
Get fucked.
You gotta tell me there's not a point where you like learned something musically and you felt like you're wrong the whole time and you find out you're right, you're like,
No, let me rephrase that.
fuck you.
Let me rephrase that. Team Snuff get fucked.
Am I really right?
Yes.
Fuck!
Man, I'll find you in a river.
Is that impressive for a guy who learned music through Rock Band? Like, I felt this whole time I've been wrong and off and
I
fucking
said
out.
it once. I'm gonna say it again. Hello, Roy G. Biv. You don't know where you're at yet, but you're there.
Dude,
What
I
the
have been.
fuck gibberish was that?
Roy G. Biv, the visible colors on the spectrum.
He's calling me retarded. This whole time,
in the nicest way possible.
This whole time, I have been putting off fucking publishing anything because I felt so wrong and so off. And for you to tell me I've been right this whole time is the most infuriating thing ever.
It was funny. It was great, actually. Low key.
Yo, fuck you, Dave. I like Cole more now. Even though he called me a little slow earlier, we'll cross that bridge when we get there again.
Because you are, bro, but that's not here or there.
Fuck you.
That's why you and Mason make great friends.
No, it's not.
Fucking Latch says I like it deep. Yeah, Dave just fucked me deep real hard. Because we have talked about this song on more times than a few. And every time I've like popped little hints and I'm like, am I right here? And he's like, maybe. Fuck you, Dave. I was right the whole fucking time and you led me on the wrong path.
So here's the follow-up question.
Did you end it?
No, we're good.
What were you right about?
Time signature. Not having a time signature for one. No pocket for two. the fact that it changes on a tempo at the fucking snap of a dime that is fucking literally back to putting Hold Fast in the Metal Spectrum again.
Okay.
Like, no time signature changes at all. The fact that you wrote it and you're an asshole. Did you write it? Bro, the fact that Ari didn't bite Cole is like a big goal in our point.
It's because there's a fucking slice of pizza
Yeah.
2 feet away.
Yeah, Aria thinks everyone has food.
Ari.
No, she knows.
At this point, she's thinking with her
So,
stomach.
little known fact, Arya's fucking name is actually a derivative of a Celtic war goddess who had Arya in her name, and I got Bree talked into naming her Arya. Because we had that conversation.
Mavis, you're little
So,
enough that you
am
can
I
fit
wrong
right
on what
there.
I was right about so far?
Partially.
Alright, fill me in. Seriously, fill me in. Because I know, as a drummer, I see things one way, you guys see them another. So, what else was I right about that I probably don't fucking know I was right about because I was just being me?
So I think if we're gonna try to build a narrative through the course of this entire podcast, this is
Stop.
the summary chapter. Because this is
Fuck
a
yeah.
fantastic summation of everything we've talked about in the last 3 hours. What you were right about is that there is no pocket in that song.
Okay, so I was fucking definitely there's not, and I hate it, but I love it.
But
I love it because it. So, quick interruption. I love it because it allows me to be interpretive on what's being played.
Mhm.
As long as it falls within the key of what's going on. So, I like the fact that it wasn't written in a pocket because for a drummer to be written out of a pocket gives them an ability to play as free as they want. So, that's fucking awesome. Also, she don't know how to catch. She's a little
yeah,
slow.
she just got that shit stolen from her.
Mavis got.
I can't help you, Arya. You got that shit stolen.
Yeah, Mavis is the piranha of the house.
Yeah.
Mara- yeah, Marave.
Anyway, sorry.
So, I'm right on not having a pocket.
Mhm.
I'm right in no time signature, right?
No.
Okay.
That,
No?
That track was recorded to a click.
Really?
Yep.
Bullshit, because when I asked if there was play to a click, you were like, hold fast, don't use a click.
But we did on that track. Okay, alright. Let me step back from that and say that I'm 70% sure we recorded that to a click.
Yeah, we did.
It should have been quarter note equals 200 in 3/4.
No, that is not what I came up with. So, in the beginning of the song, I do. So, when I play the beginning of the fucking song, give me the table. So, when I play the beginning of the song, on the hi-hat, when I play it.
So the issue there isn't tempo, it's meter.
Get fucked.
Why are you breaking my husband?
This is a music lesson.
It really is a fucking musical challenge. That song was not written to be conformed with anything other than whatever that asshole came up with.
1, 2,
fucking
3,
waltz.
1,
So-
2, 3, 1, 2,
Okay, so
3,
my
1,
ghost
2,
notes
3.
aren't wrong. It's loud because of the rubber
But
pad.
you're putting that in a 6/8 meter. 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So it'd be
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
okay. Thanks for that. Way too late.
So the entire thing is a waltz in 3/4 time, quarter note equals 200.
Is it waltz?
100%.
You can have these. I'm fucking selling this.
All 4 sections of that tune are a waltz in 3/4. So go back.
Really?
Go back and listen to it again.
Fuck you.
Pull it up right now in the. Right, put it in the live stream. Pull it up.
I will.
Play it.
I'll pull it up right fucking now.
3/4. The entire thing is a waltz. 3/4 time.
Why have I overthought the fuck out of this?
Because it's you, Wes.
Because